Hi everyone, welcome to the stream. Today I'm talking about how I made the 1,000 player civilization experiments rich and poor, my most recent video. So hi everyone in chats, thanks so much for being here. The first part of the stream, I think for about 30 minutes, we're just going to go over a whole bunch of stuff about the event, including how we set up the event, what it was originally supposed to be. It actually wasn't originally supposed to be rich and poor. My scripting, what level of interference I played in the event. The short answer is minimal, but we'll get to the specifics there. And we'll just get to a whole bunch of stuff about the event, and then after that like 30-minute initial introduction, we're just gonna watch the whole video, and I'm gonna commentate over it and describe exactly how things went down, and maybe some behind-the-scenes stuff about the event that you otherwise would have missed in the video itself. So, first of all, welcome everyone. Thanks so much for being here. I saw Hot Sauce Beats up there earlier. What's up, my man? Hot Sauce Beats is finally here. Of course, yes. 6-hour stream plus. Yes, Shift, I think you are correct. I'm hoping to keep this down to like 4 hours. We'll see. I see some people saying glory to Westall. Hello, Saps. Our main character has arrived. Okay, so let's just get right into it. I have some notes that I wanted to go over. Okay, so, at first, this actually wasn't supposed to be a rich and poor theme. Originally, this event, which from now on I'll refer to as Season 2.5, was supposed to be a hot island versus cold island event. And this was actually the idea for like many months after I posted the other 1,000-player civilization video. It was supposed to be one island that had like warm biomes, and then the other island was supposed to be like colder biomes. Windowbrick is here actually. Windowbrick, our map maker, then during event discussion, literally like three to 4 weeks before the event, Windowbrick had an idea that was more, I'd say, appealing, and he's the one who suggested that maybe we could just do rich and poor. One island is a beautiful paradise, the other island is a absolute wasteland, dangerous piece of crap. Is the way I guess I could summarize that. Let me show you guys. Actually, I have initial blueprints though of the original concept. So this is very similar to what Island 2 was going to be, except for the warm and cold concept. I believe this was going to be the northern island, and the top here, the B island, was going to be all snow. This is going to be the cold island. B was going to be all snow. A in the center was going to be like half snow, half like plains, cold plains, and then the bottom was going to be like more so plains, regular grass, except still kind of cold-ish. And then the other island was going to be the warm island. D over here is just a whole freaking dense jungle. In the middle was going to be the volcano, and E was going to be the desert, and then F was just going to be like a badlands. So basically a whole bunch of warm biomes, I guess. It was going to be warm versus cold. But obviously we switched to the other concept, which was poor versus rich. This was the map before it was color coordinated, color corrected by our team. So yeah, I'm glad we made the switch to rich versus poor. I think that was a much better concept and a much more appealing concept than the other one would have been. Anyway, so once we made that switch, once Windowbrick created the map, we released applications. Soliv led the applications team. I think we got about 8,000 applications for this event, and we accepted about 1,300. We're actually very fortunate that we have so many people who want to play in our events, because then it allows us to really be strict about application quality and I guess the overall quality of players that are accepted into our events. The people in our events are just very impressive. I'm super impressed whenever I see all the different ideas and everything that people have when playing in our events. And and the comment I get the most from especially people who don't play Minecraft is the builds in these events are absolutely fantastic. So moving on. Yeah, we released applications, and then probably like 3 weeks after applications opened, we went ahead and opened the server. So the server was open like 2 hours or so, 2 to 3 hours each day. And the event took place. Now, some people are wondering like to what level interference I had in the actual event itself, and I think there's actually a lot of misconceptions here, especially with this event, which I would say is probably the most hands-off that I personally have been. We did have a few like rules that we had for players. For example, no RDM meaning random deathmatch, and that just means no random killing. You can't kill people for no reason or for a very bad reason. Part of the difficulty of simulating civilization in Minecraft is it's at the end of the day, it's a video game. People are bound to take it about 1/20th as serious as real life. So we tried to put some rules in place that's kind of tried to better simulate a real life experience. Again, it's very difficult to do that in Minecraft, and I know some new creators are trying to do that, add some plugins that make Minecraft a little more difficult, make it a little bit more difficult to survive and gather resources and whatnot. I believe in the opposite approach. I believe in making it pretty easy to attain resources so that players are freed up to roleplay, build up their civilizations, and do all the creative stuff that you guys see when watching my videos. Why is everyone spamming glory to Westhelm in the live chat? Guys, Westhelm already won. You don't need to spam glory to them. They're non-existent. Oh god, it just picked up even more. So anyway. So as to my level of interference, we had those few rules. And then, typically in my events, for those of you who watch my videos, you know that I like to have big, nice, conclusive endings, those really, really satisfying endings where everything comes together. So for this event, and I actually have a screenshot ready pulled up, this was essentially the extent of my interference in the event. Basically from days like 1 through 8, we let players do whatever they want. We had civilizations naturally develop. We had conflicts naturally developed. And by day 8, essentially what I did is called all the major leaders for nations from Island 1 to Island 2. We made a big Discord server for the leaders, and here is this is the exact announcement that I sent. Let me make sure you guys can see this, and I'm just going to read the whole thing real quick, because I think this is actually really interesting and important for people to know exactly my level of interference in the event. So, about day 8, this is the announcement that I sent to leaders. Welcome to the Discord server. This has been quite an event so far. Some nations have had stability and peace. Others have been subject to chaos. I was referring to the Commonwealth there. With constant assassinations, revolutions, betrayals, and death. We are soon reaching the end of the event, which means that we have to start planning for how we're actually going to close this story. To maintain the authenticity of the social experiment factor, I personally want to stay out of the actual planning as much as possible, so I created this Discord server to give you all a place to discuss potential endings amongst yourselves. When talking about potential endings with other leaders here, take yourself out of character and have a friendly dialogue with allies and enemies. Tell everyone about the current conflicts your nation is facing and how that could be incorporated into a big ending. The idea is to include as many nations as possible. There are many potential types of endings, including a big war, a raid, a major assassination, a festival, a world peace summit, etc. Also, if a proposed end event involves war/conflict, be careful of outright rejecting the idea because you're afraid your nation will lose. The Aculon Empire may have lost the war in Season 2, but they ended up being the most discussed and legendary nation. Be willing to lose. On that note, if you're worried about your builds being destroyed, don't worry, we will send all leaders a world save from any day they want. And then I went on, if a majority of major leaders agree on a particular end event, or perhaps multiple, then I will announce this in Season 2.5 announcements and help facilitate it. If a majority of leaders decide on an end event and you wish to sit it out, you can. Your nation will not be forced to participate if they don't want to. And that's actually exactly what happened. One of the biggest nations, Elysium, they're the nation of peace. They had no bone in the final war. They had they had no reason to be involved, so they just held a peace festival and they just did their own thing. My last piece of advice is be courteous to the story. Do not advocate for an ending that centers around your nation, especially if your nation has not been as relevant in general world affairs thus far. Be friendly in your discussions, even to your enemies, and work together to make the best story possible. And then I gave a few examples of things that I've noticed in the event had basically things that involved the most amount of people, and just gave like some examples of potential end events, or at least plots that end events could revolve around. So I mentioned, of course, number one, the most prominent plot so far has been the story of Saps versus, I don't think I actually mentioned Flux by name here, but Saps being accused of murdering, but you guys get the story. Second, the exciting tale of the Lingolini Mafia, and then third, I mentioned the general conflict over resources between Island 1 and Island 2. So that's essentially what happened. I got all the Season 2.5 leaders, I got all the world leaders in Discord to have them discuss what the actual big conclusion to this event should be, and we decided on, or at least they decided, and I fully agreed with the whole, going to war against the volcano, raiding the volcano. And by the way, that was probably the single coolest location for a final battle in any of my videos yet. The castle build was phenomenal. It was so cool to watch. So yeah. Other than this though, I basically had no part in the plots, or my interference was very minimal, if any. So yeah. If there's any questions about that, please let me know. Also, I think if you want to like really forward your question, I think donations are on. So the link is in the description if you wanted to donate. I'll be reading all donation messages. But yeah, that's completely up to you. Yeah. Anyway, here's let me see what else I wanted to talk about. Let me go back to the okay. Okay, so yeah, I guess I'll quickly show you guys before we watch the video. There's a few last things that I think you guys would find interesting. First of all, my script documents. After the events, I got... Actually, here's the first thing I did. I put together all my footage in Adobe Premiere, and I took notes on all, like, 25 to 30 hours of just my own POV footage. I basically went through all of my footage like several days in a row and took notes about everything that happened. What I did, and I'll share the document here with you guys. I know the URL's up there. I don't care. It's view only. You guys can look at this if you want as well. So these are the notes that I took just from my own personal POV footage. These are the things that I personally spectated. Wait, hold on. Donation, let me pull that up. Tudrew, love the video, it was a great watch. Thank you, my man. Tudrew, I appreciate that. Long time no see, my friend. So yeah, these are all the things that I personally spectated. And also, anything you see in this document, you can be assured that was 100% real. These are all things that I actually witnessed. This is the big Blue Cross meeting, or not the Blue Cross meeting, the Island 2 meeting. Day 3, Lego Luck, it's in Pirate. Oh yes, Lego Likes. Lego Likes death. Oh my god. That was so funny to watch. Ish Scares Cast Coalition people. Yeah, the vast majority of these things were not in the video. Kieran Fixels, I remember being leader in Discord, everyone was arguing around what ending to do, and I believe I was the first one to suggest, why doesn't Flux take... Kieran may have initiated the most awesome ending probably in any of these events. Thank you, Kieran, or as I say, Kieran, but because you gave me money, I'll call you by your actual name. Thank you very much. Legacy. What would casting... what? Anyway. So yeah, these are all my notes. I'll just... that was about it. And then also, after I finished taking these notes... Kai Caesar! Why did you cut Rory Can's great... Oh, I'll remind me later to talk about that. That was hilarious. I so wish I could have included that. Anyway, then, after I finished all of these notes... Border! Holy crap, man! Border, what the heck? Well, thank you, Border. Banger Vet, I hope I won't be too lazy to join the next one. Border, you are more than welcome to join any of our... that's so pay to win, isn't it? But holy crap, Border, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Wow. Salute to Border, everyone. W Border. Anyway. Okay. Wretch does, is there a live reaction of mods when Flux killed the faction of leaders? Yes, I want to show that. I really want, when we get to it, remind me. I want to show you guys the raw footage of Flux's trap. Yeah, that was awesome. Okay, anyway, after I put all this footage together, I started to do the script. And this is what the script looks like. The script itself has a lot of stuff that I cut out. Yeah, I took a lot of notes here. And the minds of Island 2 were filled with maybe cut. So, yeah, this was essentially all the words from the final video, except, yeah, it's just, this is a lot. This is a lot of writing. And then all down here is just storyboarding stuff. I could probably post both of these links, my footage and the actual script, somewhere maybe like in the description or in my Discord server after this. So yeah, I worked on this video chronologically, by the way. So first I did day 1, I wrote the script for day 1, put the music together, did day 1. Finley, awesome video, mate. How can we boost our chance of getting the next event? Unfortunately, we don't do any pay-to-win mechanics. You just have to write a really good application and hope for the best. That's my only advice. Okay, so I think we could probably move on. Oh, right. Also, something else I wanted to mention. This is the first video that... Hello, Winter's Gift. Hey, it's loved the video. You did an awesome job. Me and Ian had a lot of fun participating in the event. It was amazing. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for the $10. Anyway, yeah, so let's, oh yeah, this is the first video I worked with editors on. Essentially what I did is I put together a very raw version of each day chronologically. Karen Pixels literally, yes, exactly. I put together a raw project for each day. First day 1, I basically just put together like my narration, the music, and a little bit of video. And then I sent it to my editors, and I assigned them different sections of each day, and they filled in the rest of the video, most of the sound effects, the captions, and replay mod stuff. Just basically made the day whole. And then also there's our graphics editor who did our map graphics, AntFX, who did a fantastic job. You guys probably noticed the map graphics in this video were levels above what any of my previous videos have been. So that's AntFX can be thanked for that. Actually, let's get a W AntFX in the chat for that one. He deserves all of that. So anyway, let's see. Anything else before we begin the video? Anything else I wanted to mention? Oh, okay. I'll show you guys this. Slug! Ish, how long was all the footage? Also, how many editors do you have? All my personal footage, I think, was like 25 to 30 hours. Just my first-person POV. And then how many editors I have? We have like 5 to 6. Some of them working on and off. Some of them a little more active. But we have a lot of very good editors. At least for this video. Okay. Let's see. I'll show you guys real quick some of the thumbnail iterations before we begin. Hold on. Let's... Where do I... Okay. I think... Yes, this will be the first one. You guys can rate which one's your favorite, I guess. At this point, I mean, I could still change them technically. I think this was the first iteration. It was very similar to the other one, except the ground is a little darker and the girl has a red jacket, and the thing, it's a little darker overall. That's thumbnail A. Thumbnail B is the thumbnail we ended up using, with the purple jacket that I thought stood out a little bit, and then the lighter ground, which I also thought stood out a little better. Up next is the same thing, except the sky is a sunset. I really liked this one because it was a little different from the other video. Turkey! Blah, blah, blah. I ain't watching all this. To you. Hold on. Something great stream. Sorry. Oh, crap. It's like blending in. Thank you, Turkey. Whatever you just said. I appreciate it. I just saw a great stream. I'll take it. Anyway, this is thumbnail variation C. Thumbnail D, the war side changed. I don't know. I thought that kind of could be interesting. I didn't think it was as clickable, though. And then thumbnail E, the final thumbnail, is same thing except dark background. So anyway, I liked B the most. It just felt the most clickable. Careless, considering there will be a 6-month pause between the reset, can we expect about the same? Season 2.7, the event itself, which is the next event we're going to do, has already been in the works for probably a year now. So hopefully it won't be as long. Evelyn, when in the year do events tend to take place? It's literally just whenever we are ready to host the events. There's no specific season, no specific time. So whenever we're ready. And I'm hoping that we'll be ready pretty soon. A few weeks to like 2 months or so. Snail, will we ever get a world download to see all the builds? I think you will. I'll have to forward that to Windowbrick, who made the map. Okay, anyway. Jetic content this peak deserved to be supported. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, I want to show you guys. I made... Actually, do you want to see this? I don't know if people are interested. I made 4 different intros for this video. I made 3 that's kind of were okay, but I wasn't completely happy with. That's partially why it, it took so long, this video. I only have the audio to show, but... Boy, Jetta, can I get it? No. So, yeah, and then also, when we actually get to the intro D, which is the one that I ended up using, I actually don't know if I can play it on this stream. I think we might have to... we might have to skip to day 1. Because I only have the song license on my main channel, which is weird, but anyway, let me show you guys. Maybe you guys can rate the original intros. By the way, this is part of the reason the video took so long, because I was such a freaking perfectionist about the intro specifically. These intros took so long. Here is the first intro, and this is the one that I had for like a year before I even went back to working on the intro again, because I do the intro last. This is intro A. Let me know what you guys think. It's just gonna play the audio. Here we go. In one of the biggest social experiments in Minecraft history, I scattered 1,000 people across 2 massive islands to simulate a realistic civilization. The players were given no help or advice, and just like in real life, if you die, you remain dead forever. Now, what I didn't tell the players is that one of the islands is a green paradise, rich with resources, and just a beautiful place to live. While the other island, quite literally the opposite. It's pretty similar. Now, each player has the freedom to do whatever they want. Farm for food, work in the mines, become a dictator, or if it comes down to it, go to war. With so many people on both islands, anything can happen. But I'll tell you right now, the story that naturally unfolded is absolutely mind-blowing and unlike anything I've ever seen hosting these events. All I will say is pick a nation to root for and enjoy the video. I present to you the second 1,000 player civilization experiment. God, I love the Irish. Anyway, you know, it was okay. These intros don't have sound effects, so that's kind of an issue, but that'll make them immediately less appealing. But okay, anyway, this was my intro B. This was intro B. In one of the biggest social experiments in Minecraft history, I scattered 1,000 people across 2 massive islands to simulate a realistic civilization. The players were given no help or guidance, and just like in real life, if you die, you remain dead forever. What the players didn't know, however, is just how different the 2 islands would be. One of them, a rich paradise filled with resources, and just a beautiful place to live. While the other island, quite literally the opposite. What is this? There's nothing here. It's up to each individual person to work with what they've got. To farm for food, work in the mines, maybe become a dictator, or if it comes down to it, go to war. Because eventually, the border between the 2 islands will fall. It just keeps going. That was the issue with this one. Anybody's guess as to what will happen when it does. All I will say is this event probably had the best story arc I've ever seen. You do not want to miss this. Thank you, Dark Woods. So, pick a nation to root for and enjoy the video. So that was that. And then the last intro I'll show you guys, intro C. This is probably the most unique one. Let me pull this one up. I think my issue, but the issue with the first one with intro A is that it seemed like a little too like, I don't know, weirdly festive and like Irish. I don't know. Chair X application seen for 3 years and got referred to as a random guy in your notes. Thank you. Didn't you jump off, Chair? Amazing video, though. Glad to thank you very much, Chair. Don't worry, Chair. You got a feature at the end, right? Weren't you the person who jumped off? Nails, great videos always. Just wanted to say I'd future project, and I've been working on niche MC permanent. Interesting. Okay. Oh, maybe. If we have positions open for you, I'll certainly consider that. CA like question: can people under 18 play? We do have an age requirement. I think it's 13, which is the Discord TOS. But yeah, I'm pretty sure if you're under 18, I think you can play in our events. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, here's intro C. This is probably the most unique one. In one of the biggest social experiments in Minecraft history, I scattered 1,000 people across 2 massive islands to simulate a realistic civilization. The players were given no help or guidance, and just like in real life, if you die, you remain dead forever. Thank you, Emil. Now, each player has the freedom to do whatever they want. Farm for food, work in the mines, become a dictator, and build a society. At least as best as they can, because while one island is a rich, green paradise, the other one is a barren wasteland. It's up to the players to work with what they've got. Will there be peace between the islands, or will there be war? With so many people, anything can happen. But what actually ended up happening is the single most amazing story arc I've ever seen. All I will say is pick a nation to root for and enjoy the video. Don't forget, if you want to participate in these videos, join my Discord server, and of course, subscribe to my... It was alright. It was okay. It didn't feel too, like, civilizationally. It felt a little too... I don't know, maybe too dry, I think. It doesn't capture the magic of civilization, in my opinion. Anyway, I think we're gonna begin the video now, and... I don't want to pause too much, but there are a few moments that I actually want to go back into my premiere and show you guys a few moments as they actually happened in the event. I have that all ready here, all the raw footage. Sleek, this is definitely not a bribe to get in. Okay, good. Thank you very much for clarifying. It's not a bribe. Thank you. So yeah, there's a few moments, and if you guys want, you can even request like, hey, I want to see this, and if there's like a popular majority, I can probably show you guys. Unless there's like confidential staff chat information that I don't want to show. Maybe there's a few moments like that. But okay, anyway, you guys ready to go through the video? As I watch, I'm just going to go and tell you exactly what happened. If there's any moments that are like slightly modified or simplified for purposes of storytelling, I'll get into all that information here with this video. And also, if I miss anything, and if those of you who played in the event, please remind me, and we'll... go ahead and I'll go ahead and elaborate. All right. So here we go. This is 2.5 hours. I hope this is actually so ridiculously long for a Minecraft video, but nonetheless, here we are. All right. I don't know what chunk error is. Nah, it's okay. Ish liked his own video. Yeah, I did, and I'll do it again. All right. Also, should I have the live chat going along the screen as I play this video? This is the live chat from the premiere of the video. You think I should? From the premiere of the video itself. Like people's reactions live as they watched the video. Should I have that open? General, just remember my name. The people next to the no video is coming. Thank you, General GDW. I'll be sure to remember. Let's see. Majority of people are saying yes. Okay. I'll have the premiere chat of the video open. Okay. So again, I don't think I can actually play the intro of the video because it was from a different music licensor, whatever they're called, and I only have permission to play it on my main channel, I'm pretty sure. So we're skipping the intro and going right to day 1. Here we go. It was the beginning of day 1, and all 1,000 players began to explore their new homes.
What is this place?
I made sure to sneak a little Flux in there. I think that was voice acting by Flux there right at the beginning. I'll mention right away, day 1 in the event was so extremely laggy, it was almost unplayable. We figured it out in the end. Thank you, Zupa. Thank you very much for $20. Seinfeld, of course. I think that was also an acting. You'll notice a lot of acting shots and shots shots got retrieved after the event. Skipolo, astounding to see how far Rusty Dog T. Yes, of course, Rusty Dog T. Yes, of course he knows. Thank you, Skipolo. I appreciate that. So yeah, day 1 was incredibly laggy, and we had to recreate a lot of footage. Basically, how you could tell if something is, yeah, I know the video's quiet because I'm commentating. I'll turn it up in a little bit, but the way you know, generally, if a piece of footage is real and which piece of footage is created after the event, recreated, is if there's chats on the bottom left of my screen. If there's chat at the bottom left of my screen, that's how you know that that's authentic, real footage. Anyway, I'll turn the video back up because people want it up, I guess. But, of course, it was completely surrounded by boiling water. Yeah, that was evil.
God, to be kidding me.
Meanwhile, let's go over to Island 2. Yeah, people like that transition too. Hey guys! Hi-ish. Life on Island 2 was beautiful. The terrain was green, the trees were plentiful, and the water was normal temperature.
Open for business.
Yeah, you see the chat on the bottom left? That's how you know that that's authentic footage.
No.
The people on Island 2 immediately realized they had chosen the island of safety and wealth. You are literally a piece of gold.
Yeah.
The only real danger on Island 2 was the possibility of falling down from a tree as you're collecting wood. But some people found a way to even work around that. So you're planning to build a bakery.
Yes, I am.
And you're forcing your employees to go up and get oak?
Oh, no.
She's forcing you to work up here.
Hey, no. It's double carrots, triple carrots.
Yeah, those of you saying...
I want fair working conditions.
Also, because those of you saying foreshadowing in the chat, yeah, that's completely correct. And underground. Hello, Saps, you doing okay?
Yeah, I mean this island's great.
So many diamonds already.
Yeah,
wow.
Look at this. Yeah, I'm loaded.
That interview right there was insane that I captured. I had no idea that I was talking to the two basically main characters of the video mining together right there on day 1. That was real footage. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Players on Island 1 had finally reached the big tree. You realize how high up you are?
Oh yeah, no, we're not scared.
No?
No way, no way.
Island 1 was still pretty far from having fully fledged civilizations, but there were communities starting to form. For example, this player named Remy the Rats made a small restaurant to feed them. God, I loved Remy. Remy the Rat, what are you serving them here? It's very popular. Don't tell him I said that though. And you could, what the frick? Why? Wait, is this a bread line? Yes. Oh no. I also got word that there was a small group of people who had chosen to settle in a weird location.
People at the volcano.
What type of people would choose to live on a volcano? Hey guys.
Hello.
What the
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the mafia.
This was Lingolini. My reaction there, again, completely authentic. I had never seen Lingolini before. I didn't know who he was. So when I was called over to the volcano, and he did the Mario voice, I was like, what the Oh, really?
Yeah, don't tell anyone though. We're trying to keep it between us.
We'll check back in with these guys later, but in the meantime, on Island 2, there were actual huge civilizations. People seem to really like Lingolini on that one poll I posted as well.
I just want to make a nice place for my people to live.
This was a post-event shot. This was something me and Call Me Cat recorded after the event. Very different types of people, including Moon, Blast participated in. Do you remember punching me on the date? Yes. Bakery owners and their employees. I apologize, but it was worth it. How much are you even being paid to work up here?
Paid? We're getting paid?
Later in the day, this joke also we recorded in post. Its first conflict.
Hey,
You guys can't be destroying the beach.
Who are you?
A group of about 20 people were extracting sand from the shore right next to the Cass Coalition. Okay, so this part.
Obviously not happy about
This part was also recreated in post. Essentially what happened in the actual event is the Commonwealth, yeah, they went around going mining for, sand in many different locations. And I was trying to figure out, because I introduced Cass, but then, like, how do I introduce the Commonwealth next? Because, in my opinion, it would be a little boring to just go, first there's Cass, and then there's another nation called the Commonwealth. So, I really wanted to introduce a little bit of conflict. This isn't the biggest conflict, but just a little bit of conflict early on. So, we decided to create this sand situation. I don't think the Commonwealth actually dug this sand pit this close to the Cass Coalition. But they did dig one kind of a little bit further, and Cass at some point told me that she was a little bit annoyed that they did that. So basically, I took that legitimate conflict, moved it over a little closer to the Cass Coalition. I'll pause the video for a little bit. And essentially recreated the scenario of Commonwealth digging sand a little bit closer to the Cass Coalition. And I thought this was a good decision because it's based on something that actually did happen, the Commonwealth going around mining sand everywhere, making the beaches ugly. But it provided a really good introduction of the Commonwealth as this sort of like arrogant nation that was massive and didn't care how others felt about, just didn't care about the feelings of others, I suppose, in their pursuit for sand. So yeah, narratively, I thought this was a really good transition, and a really good little bit of a cutscene to go from Cass to Commonwealth. Cass is introduced as sort of like this, leader of a small group, this benevolent nation, versus the Commonwealth, which is much, much bigger and much more ambitious. So that's essentially the explanation of day one there. So anyway, let's move on. As players logged back in the next day, nobody was expecting that the beginning of day 2 would end up and I'll mention, of course, Canadian Cartel. When I introduced Cass, that was the first time I ever mentioned, probably the only time I mentioned the Canadian Cartel by name, because I had no idea that they were going to make a video, and their video was going to erupt and do absolutely amazingly on YouTube, and just probably be one of the best POV videos from an event participant. Truly a legendary video. I recommend you guys check it out if you haven't already. The Canadian Cartel played absolutely no role in any of the major plots, which is why they aren't really featured more in the video. But the story they tell in their video, I love it. It was so good. So anyway, moving on. Having one of the most consequential moments of the entire event. Yeah. Revy the Rat was running his restaurant when he received a visit from a player. All authentic footage, including the audio.
I need food, I'm dying.
Yo, Spood.
Yeah.
I do have food. You're private, but
I need food. Oh, God, I'm too kind. I care about everyone else before myself. It's such a problem.
Now, this player, Spood, was a rising leader on Island 1. He was known for always giving away his own food. But some people started to suspect that Spood's supposed generosity was merely a method to gain popularity to further his political ambitions. That is, until... Oh my God. I actually wasn't here when this happened, because I guess who could have predicted that Spood would have been almost assassinated. I basically took someone else's real replay mod footage and recorded my own first-person POV over it, and then did a little reaction over it, because I find that putting my own reactions over POV footage tends to make it a little more engaging. So... yeah, I'm so happy that I was able to retrieve this real footage, though. I forgot who sent it to me, but it was someone from West Helm. I think this shot particularly was an acting shot that we recorded post as well. Basically just got like 60 people to walk around West Helm.
Also building a massive coliseum.
All kind of in one place.
Exactly.
This was real, though.
Even though the people of West Helm were still struggling with food and resources, their motivation to succeed was unbelievably high.
Earlier, somebody tried to take my
Yeah,
life.
this is all so funny.
But now, he's dead!
For the first
Frickin'
time,
spoon.
it seemed like the people of Island 1 had hope.
Hair's already getting messed up. Nearly killed by some dude. The Island 1 band, they are releasing an album, I think in like 2 to 3 weeks or something. I believe they are called the Yggdrasil Records. Yggdrasil, I don't know if that's how you say that, but it's the big tree. It's named after the big tree. And they had a bunch more music, not just like the band, but skip a $100 donation in the premiere chat. A whole bunch of different genres of music. They got the 2 band songs that I played, and then a whole bunch of other really cool songs. So, oh, Yggdrasil. Okay, yeah. Sorry, that's such a weird word to spell.
This lava layer ended up killing a lot of people. That said, a lot of people weren't necessarily
The lava layer is probably the most
themselves,
evil addition we put in the event. It was brutal.
Island 2. See, even though the 2 islands had a border separating them, preventing anyone from crossing for now, rumors were spreading about the wealth and the amazing...
That's actually the first time I think I talked about the border, which is kind of an interesting narrative choice. It wasn't completely on purpose.
Island 2 might be the better island, but we're the better people.
But up until that point, I don't think I ever introduced the fact that there was a border separating the island. I think it was just kind of implied.
Some of which were rather concerning.
Propaganda, of
including
course.
A few creations by our mafia leader, Lingolini. Speaking of Lingolini, there was some drama on the volcano on day 2.
Is the border fake? The world border, there was no actual world border, like a physical border that you see in the video. It was just like an invisible border instead of the one that you see in the video. So that's a good point.
It was becoming a
Thank you, Pixel, for bringing that up.
One for people to try to rob or murder as a means to get food or resources. But Lingolini was not going to let that slide. Well, what are you gonna do about that then?
I put the hit out on him. Everybody in the Mafia knows that Lego Lex is an enemy of the Mafia.
But then, during our interview...
Lingolini was mad.
Oh wait, who's coming out over here? There's some people coming.
By the way, he stayed in character during his assassination attempt when he was almost killed. And that was like his completely real audio from his POV. It was freaking hilarious.
Leader, a player named Seneca who described herself as the Queen of Infernus.
We are a nation of the flame. We have to treat the volcano with the respect it deserves, and we hope we can work with Lingolini to do just
I think this
that.
was a post-event interview I did with Seneca.
Lingolini agreed to protect each other in case of an invasion and use the volcano's
'Cause there was no
height and
chat on the
flowing
bottom
lava
left.
to their advantage.
If anybody tries to attack us, we'll kick them out like a Koopa shell.
I think that was
Now,
also a
speaking of
post-event interview there
on
with
day
Lingolini.
2, the Cass Coalition was approached by an army of boats.
This scene.
Crap. Guys, I think we're under attack.
It looked like for some reason the Commonwealth was coming to attack.
So the invasion of the Cass Coalition,
Get everyone out, get everyone out.
I definitely played this up a little bit. Like, I don't think Cass said that. I think that was an acting shot. I played it up a little bit just because I wanted a little bit more action early in the video. Something you guys probably noticed is that it takes a long time for like an overarching story to begin. This part is funny. So I wanted to add at least, even if it was like for 10 to 15 seconds, just a little bit of intense music, just a little bit of intensity into the video, into the early days, at least as much as possible, wherever I could, so that, I don't know, people don't get bored.
Now on day 2, players had finally realized that Island 2 was not technically an island at all, but an archipelago or chain of islands. The northern island was an optimal place to settle with open
There does
fields,
exist
trees, and
an
wildlife.
alternative version of this scene. Instead of starting with Cass being invaded by Luminara, there is another version of this with this song, straight up like 30 to 40 second montage of Luminara immigrating. I don't know if I'll make that a deleted scene, we'll see, or like a bonus scene on the second channel, but there's like a straight up 30 to 40 second very fun montage with a bunch of fun camera angles and whatnot of Luminara traveling. So originally it starts from their perspective this
I
day.
did find one person.
Barbie Land, of course.
Can't you tell? This is my vacation home.
How's this a vacation home? I don't see any lawn chairs.
This
or
was also
furniture or
post-event
there's
acting.
Hold your horses there, cowboy. It's not done yet.
I didn't talk to Saps that much during the event itself, except for that one day one clip, because I didn't know he was going to be dragged into world politics. He was on Saps was on the repeat rule, which I'll explain a little bit later. So I needed to get some post-event acting from Saps, because otherwise I'd have like zero footage of him.
Seemed pretty insignificant. But little did people know, this new civilization was about to change the entire world.
Yes, and finally the Luminara intro.
We are blessed to live where we live.
People seem to really like this scene.
And we intend to use it for good. We are enlightened. We are the light. We are Luminara.
Boom. I think this might have been acted, this particular speech.
They saw themselves as the
Just to set them up as sort of like the benevolent nation.
See,
with a big goal.
300 had chosen this specific location to settle. Well, it wasn't by accident.
Yeah, this was all real.
Day,
this whole strategy, everything, I'm pretty sure.
Content and propaganda released by the people of Island 1 to estimate the location of the other island.
People did not have the map of the two islands going into this event. I think we gave out both a map of both islands after day 1, but we didn't tell them the locations of the islands compared to each other.
Connecting the two islands, free passage as a sign of good faith to perhaps bring about world peace.
So yeah, people didn't know where the islands were respective to each other. But Three Below figured it out.
A few concerned citizens did not want that bridge to be built. They had seen the Island 1 propaganda. They knew that people on Island 1 were angry.
People were mad. Maybe more like mad for the memes, but
to invade Luminara and perhaps invade the rest of Island 2, leading to a world war.
That bridge is a bad idea. Moving up north was a bad idea. Island 1 is going to invade us, and Luminara is going to be their first target.
What about the goal of world peace?
yeah, I love this song.
I respect our leader's goal, but he's dead wrong. We shouldn't be trying to befriend our enemies. The way we're going to achieve world peace is by uniting Island 2 against Island 1.
What if 3 Below Zero says no? What if they finish?
This is the first scene where I tried to base the script around the song.
When Island 1 comes and kills us all.
So sometimes in particularly important scenes, I find that to achieve the most dramatic effects and to create like the best possible
As day 2 came to an end,
feeling, I guess,
were rising, both within nations
within the
and
viewer.
between islands,
It's
leaving
often
people worried
a good strategy
about
to
what's going
find a good
happen
song
next.
and then base the scene around that song. And that's the first scene where I really did that.
Back on Island 1, I was watching a small group of pirates who called themselves Al Karasina.
my friend. We're the baddest
By the way,
pirates around.
Now, if you
only
look
like
closely,
yesterday
there
I
was a
found out that
interest
Al
hanging around
Karasina
with the
literally
pirates.
just translates to the pirates in Arabic.
Like, just they take me out of nowhere and I had to run down the mountain.
Well, what are you gonna do about
So when I was calling them the Al Karasina pirates, I was just saying the pirates.
on his head, and he was hanging around pirates. You can probably guess how this ends.
Yo, Lego Zanga's here.
So this is everything you guys got, huh? Not much.
Yeah, that was real audio, by the way, of Lego Likes. Like, what a guy. This all you guys have, not much. Oh, he had that coming.
The Al Karasina pirates had.
By the way, I think we were gonna remove Lego Likes anyway for trying to kill Lingolini, because he really didn't. I don't think he had any good reason.
Because Lego Likes had technically
He just randomly decided to attack Lingolini.
didn't know who actually
But instead of just straight up like banning him, I think we just decided to let the pirates handle him, because that makes for a much much better narrative than he was removed suddenly.
All right. Well, I'll go.
You guys let me talk.
By day 3, players had basically mapped out all of Island 1 and were finally starting to adapt to the environment.
Small
Day
brain.
1 was horrific. We literally had bread lines. Day 2, we're building a
Oh yeah,
Colosseum,
he
a
hacked?
citadel.
Maybe
I
he
am
hacked, I don't know.
literally immortal. Hopefully that isn't foreshadowing.
Emperor Spood was still the most powerful man on Island 1, and on day 3, he was invited to a big international meeting hosted by a charity group called the Blue Cross.
Blue
We
Cross.
invited you here mainly to discuss plans in case the volcano erupts. What are your
Yeah.
individual plans?
A large bunker underground.
People legitimately fear that the volcano was going to erupt and destroy the island.
You deserve to die.
Spood. I think that was a post-event acting from Spood.
Emperor Spood had come in with good intentions, but it was there that he learned that
Oh yeah, this
he
line was
hates
real from
meetings.
Spood.
I'm gonna go there.
Spood hated meetings. He was so absolutely done and so bored with any meeting, except for the very end, I guess, where he had a whole bunch. But
Okay, we need a better representative.
anyway, people thought that the volcano was going to erupt, and from staff perspective, that was never a consideration. Volcano was never going to erupt. Benji.
Civilization called Elysium.
I thought that having the volcano erupt and just kill a bunch of people would just be cheap for the plot development. I try to stay away from like having supernatural events move the plot. At least maybe in this event. This event I wanted to. I just didn't want to do that. So it was definitely a good fear motivator, but yeah, the volcano, it would have never erupted. There was never any plugin made or anything for volcano to erupt. God, I love the song. Reborn Autumn. Great video, Wish. I'm curious if you ever seen maybe, actually. I think I might have. But please link me. Or have someone send me a DM. I'm curious to see that video. Southern Alliance wasn't featured in this video at all, but I saw they had some really cool builds.
Now back at the
Oh
Blue
yeah,
Cross,
and Gerald.
Benji and the other leaders discussed the possibility of creating a full island.
Some people were wondering what happens with Gerald because later on he's kidnapped. I'll probably just,
Given the harsh conditions of Island
or should I say now? Because I'll say after when Gerald's actually
Before we make this
kidnapped when we get to
official,
that
we
part.
have to
What
convince
happened with
everyone
Gerald?
else to join.
See, there were a few civilizations not present at the meeting, and to complete the full
Welcome,
island
Marcos.
alliance, the Blue
Gerald,
Cross would have to go out and
exactly.
get them all on board.
Gerald's story.
First was the Alcaracina pirates, who coincidentally happened to pass by the meeting as it was happening.
Hey guys.
Hello. They were on their way to collect their bounty from the second nation not yet in the alliance, the Lingolini Mafia.
This whole part I'm just really happy with how it came out. It was just such a convenient way to link all the plots together. Island 1 uniting, and then here's a list of 4 people that I want to talk about and still haven't introduced, and then I kind of link them into the sort of like a B-plot narrative. I bring back Nevermore into the narrative, and then I introduce the Covenant.
Now, as for the fourth and final nation, well, it was a bit of a mysterious group. Their civilization was down south, and they were very isolated and secretive. They were also rumored to have an extremely
This was
strict
also
governance,
another
also
scene
a
that I
large amount of
wrote,
very
tried to script
skilled
around the
fighters.
song.
As a result, people were kind of scared to approach them, but they knew they had to eventually to complete the Blue Cross Alliance. They knew that if this alliance works out, it wouldn't matter that they all lived on the poor island. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, the most powerful
Peppermints,
force in the
thank you.
world would
Pepper was
become
here.
Island 1.
Thank you, Pepper.
At first, Island 1 was supposed to lose, but now they were on the verge of turning their lives around completely.
Turning their lives around completely? That was a little cheeky. Did you guys catch that? Did you catch that? Island 1 was on the verge of turning their lives around completely?
Around completely.
Nice. This whole Commonwealth explosion, it wasn't TNT, because I don't think Island 1...
As you can see, there was
I don't think Island 2 had TNT. But they did destroy their land, and it basically did look like this. And I think this whole narrative was, like, sort of simplified, but this all I think was true. They were planning to move east, but there was a miscommunication. There was a communication issue. Oftentimes when I'm approaching scenes like this, I go to the leaders themselves so that I get, you know, their perspective of what actually happened, and then I take their perspective and try to make the narrative in the video as close as possible to what actually happened. So the thing I changed about this scene was just pretty much the TNT. Island 2, I don't think, had TNT, but overall, the Commonwealth really did destroy their land. They rebuilt it, though. They rebuilt it basically, and it looked the same as it did before it was destroyed. And
Commonwealth citizens started moving
yeah,
to
that's
other
basically the
nations
summary of
like
that.
The Caste Coalition. Caste's style of governing, letting people do whatever they want, was making her very popular.
There was
with
no
her
mobs
people.
and there were mobs, but I don't think there were any hostile mobs on Island 2, maybe. And definitely no Nether, no.
But at the same time, the
Hot
lack
sauce
of any
beats.
regulations had some unintended consequences, like players making strange and ugly buildings. So to solve this, Cass hired a building inspector.
I have placed a lot of foundation for a glorious city, basically made out of stone.
Shout out to the building inspector.
However, the building inspector did get a little power hungry. What's going on here?
He said he's gonna demolish my house because it's not up to building code.
Because it's not up to code.
So then, citizens took matters into their own hands.
Just real quick, I'll pause. Two things to say. One, what makes this such a hilarious scene to me is that Pro, by the way, he's a YouTuber. He's a GTA RP, and I play on his server sometimes, Pro Gamer Network. But anyway, I just happened to, I was spectating the Caste Coalition, and I just happened to run into Pro just absolutely demolishing this child. Because, like, I don't know. It was so freaking funny. In 24, he's gonna destroy my building, and then Pro, yes, in 24 hours. Like, he was relentless. And then, yes, after he destroyed that child, I think, like, so actually, here's a little bit of a narrative twist, a narrative change that we did. Pro didn't die this way. He didn't die by getting trapped by someone else. That was something that I changed. Pro died by just jumping off a ledge because he got bored, like on day 5 or something. So, yeah, it was a very uneventful death. So I just asked him, hey, do you mind if I switch your death up a little bit so that your story has a bit a funny ending, and also to sort of further the I guess kind of chaos under the Caste Coalition, because there were a lot of, like, criminal type groups under the Caste Coalition. There was the we'll say maybe corrupt building inspector. There was the Bun Bun Bakery with their unsafe work conditions. There was a bank. I was gonna mention the bank in the video, but I just decided to cut it because it was going on for too long. The Canadian, of course, yeah, the friggin' Canadian cartel, of course, and their selling of drugs. So yeah, there's a lot of suspicious activity in the Caste Coalition, but I guess that's what you get when you're very loose about your laws and whatnot. So yeah. DM Pro, hey, can you send me you screaming?
Anyway,
so yeah, death of Pro Gamer Dude was different from how the video portrayed. Full disclosure.
And Tricolor. Tricolor was a medieval civilization separated into 3 regions, one of them being an underground city.
I think Tricolor probably actually was the biggest nation.
Yeah. People didn't really know that much
in
about
terms
Jofiel
of population
and Tricolor because they tended to be more private. Jofiel was more interested in building up Tricolor rather than doing outside diplomacy. But people would still come to Jofiel with all the political news of Island 2.
I am so tired of the politics.
How long did the event last? 12 days. There were 12 canonical days, and then one at the end that was just chaos.
Now, this particular rumor about a group named Aperion colonizing people happened to be false. Aperion was just a small town led by a player named...
I love when nations talk about other nations, which then allows me to narratively transition. So Tricolor, I was talking to Jofiel, and then someone comes to Jofiel and says, hey, Aperion might be invading other people, and then I get to introduce Aperion because of that. It's just so nice narratively.
Which got some people worried, especially the 2 border states. So Jofiel invited over all the
people were pretty
leaders and
worried.
Diplomats of Island 2 for an emergency meeting. The only leader who declined was 3 Below Zero because he was busy building the Luminara Bridge. So he sent in his place his second in command, Flux.
Yeah.
Flux,
bad idea. 3 Below.
I don't care what 3 Below Zero says. We need to make sure everyone unites against Island 1.
Good luck, sir. And because this meeting was the most important event yet on Island 2, Jovial invited a neutral mediator, someone who could lead the meeting in a fair manner and wasn't a part of any nation.
Yes, Pro, you have died, and I explained how you actually died too.
Apparently they're making me lead the meeting with all the Island 2 leaders.
You sound very
This was a post-event acting the Saps interview.
I'm not excited, I'm terrified. I'm accidentally gonna cause a war.
Corn Kerr, thank you. Hey, watching your new video with all my friends, laughs all around. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I think it was both Jovial and Flux who recommended Saps to be sort of like the neutral mediator of this meeting.
Which is why I'm proposing we all join a defense pact. If one of us gets attacked, all of us are under attack.
Also, this meeting right here, I think went on for like 1 to 2 hours. I think like one hour to 1.5 hours, if I'm not mistaken.
By the time you can even arrive to defend us, everyone at Luminara will already be dead.
Also,
Which is why I think we need to focus our efforts on
here's what I did with this meeting.
an attack in the first place.
At first, I wasn't too confident that this would be engaging enough, but I wanted to do just a bunch of yapping. Show them actually talking and keep my own narration to a minimum. It was pretty difficult, given that this meeting was about like over an hour long, to try and condense this. So basically what I did in making this scene was take notes on what everyone actually said. I took notes. There's a big document, and I think in my raw footage document, I think there's a whole list of literally all the important things that all the people said. I took that, what they actually said during the meeting, and then made a whole side script that was, instead of 1 hour, that was like 3 minutes. I basically wrote a whole new script based on the exact words that the leader said during this meeting, and essentially rewrote this meeting, because otherwise it would have been very, very choppy, very difficult to put together. So yeah, and then I basically had the leaders say the words they said at the meeting, but say them again after the event, but in a much more condensed manner. So this is all technically acting. This is all post-event speech. But it is essentially what happened during the meeting itself.
If they decide to attack any single one of our nations, it'll be easy. All they'll
Let me
need
turn
to
that up.
do is walk ahead, which is why we need to either merge all of our nations right now. We all choose a spot and combine into one civilization. Either that.
Yeah, Flux had a bit of an aura moment, stepping on the table, making his big speech. All this video footage, by the way, is 100% real from the actual meeting. Just the audio was reshot.
It's the end of Island 2.
What is happening?
Everyone. We can't fight.
Apparently, Flux and Alki were beefing the most with each other during this meeting. Poor Flux.
All in favor of sending aid to Island 1.
With this edit, I just wanted colors to drain, life go out of Flux, and thus the villain arc begins. He loses hope, and now he'll do anything.
Meanwhile, at West Helm, I ran into something interesting.
Our next song is called Island 1.
And now another fan favorite.
So you remember this guy?
The Ballad of Emperor.
People didn't actually have instruments during the event. This was a reshot post-event, but they did actually create songs. Hello, Lukey. Glory to Aperion. Also would be interesting. Saps told me guards to get off the roof at the emergency meeting. Very interesting. So yeah, all of this, maybe we should add instruments in the next event for when there's inevitable songs, but it's crazy. I loved these songs, the fact that they actually made them, and that they're so good. This is the first time that I had used songs made by players in a video.
The opposite. It had an army, a storage system, and a hierarchy, from emperor all the way down to citizen or plebeian. And of course, there was the Colosseum, which when finished, will play a major role in West
I wanted to
Helm's
constantly
justice
mention the Colosseum.
That said,
because obviously those of you who've watched the video,
happy when he heard that yesterday,
it becomes a
Benji
little
and the
irrelevant
other
at the
leaders have been
end.
talking poorly about him.
Okay, we need a best representative.
Our final goal is to put Benji Button in here. No, that is a joke. That is a joke.
You don't want Benji to die.
Yeah,
do you?
exactly, outside.
Well, I mean...
That was all real audio, Spoon. Spoon was just genuinely this insane during the event.
Over the entire island.
This was true as well. And by the way, Spoon had a legitimate plan. I think he called it Operation Spoon. He actually had a step-by-step plan to take over Island 1 nation by nation. So, yeah. I think he told us yesterday during the other live stream we did that he first planned to befriend the Covenant, and then go take over Elysium, because he thought that they'd probably be the easiest to take over the Nation of Peace. But ultimately, Spoon chose not to go that route.
Meanwhile, Seneca, the Queen of Infernus, had decided to begin
International Water Park, yeah. International Water Park is a hidden lore in the event.
That would hover directly over the volcano.
This castle is so cool.
Yesterday at the Island
It's so
meeting,
awesome.
a lot of leaders expressed worries about rumors that the volcano may erupt, and they talked about how they would each take different
I mean,
precautions.
honestly, probably one of the coolest bills in these events. Infernus did
except
such a
for
good
Seneca,
job.
who had decided to take the opposite approach.
It's all just paranoia. If we really value the volcano, we need to have faith it won't erupt.
I think this was a post-event interview.
As a civilization was to
Because there was no
preserve
chat at the bottom
sacred
left.
land of the volcano. So what better way to show faith and demonstrate loyalty than to make your home right above it? Lingolini, meanwhile, decided to make his home underground.
They really did have
within
faith.
The volcano.
Under the ground,
Uh-huh.
like a Goomba.
Lingolini's main goal was to get.
I was surprised going back in my footage. I didn't actually have that much interview footage of both Seneca and Lingolini. I wasn't at the volcano as often as I thought I was.
Remember this interaction
So
from day one?
some of this was post-event acting.
We found some netherite.
Oh, really? Scattered
That
throughout
wasn't,
the
though.
volcano were pieces of netherite, the rarest and most powerful mineral in all of Minecraft. Not even Island 2 had netherite.
In the
It was
original,
single secret
in the original 1,000-player Civilization video, we added netherite in the center island, and nothing really happened with it. No one really cared. But we decided to do it again, just to see what would happen. And this time, the fact that there was netherites in a localized region of one of the islands, yeah, that caused some conflict this time. Black Shade, I remember he said something that you had multi-paper and events. Did you use it? Yes, yes we did. Are you planning to push the player count further? Nope, we're planning to stay at 1,000. It would be a lot of effort on the staff especially, like event staff, to keep track of twice the amount of players, so for now we're keeping it at 1,000. What do you think of the Canadian Cartel video for Micro? Talked about it earlier, it's fantastic. I love it, and I recommend everyone check it out. Canadian Cartel guys were awesome. And I don't think I ever talked to them during the events. I don't actually think I did.
Minerals and forgets about the deal entirely.
I only found out about them when they released their video.
Otherwise, he would be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, this conflict was sort of what actually happened. I think mostly it was accurate, but Seneca would say that there was like... I think she did, during the live stream yesterday especially, she described how she was not happy that Lingolini had ghosted them about the whole netherite situation. Like, I think she knew that Lingolini wasn't giving anything, but she was like, alright, whatever. And then he went ahead and did what he did at the meeting, which we'll get to later, with the big betrayal. And here's where I recommend or introduce the Covenant. Kieran Pixels, fun fact: the Pirate Republic had a deal with Linguini Mafia where they would give us netherite for their protection. Looks like we didn't do the best job. Oh, that's funny.
Wasn't sure about joining the Island One Alliance because the people of the Covenant were generally skeptical of outsiders. They only took pride in their own nation, especially in their
So yeah, this was just my attempt to
really good PvPers who weren't above using torture to get their way.
maintain the Covenant, characterize it as a very mysterious and very dangerous civilization. Notice how both of the Covenant scenes so far have been at night. That's also another I mean, it does help that I happened to run into the Covenant for the first time during the night, but we made sure to maintain all Covenant introductions at night, at least in the first few days, just because it helps build that theme of the Covenant.
You know what?
Sidefall, of course.
Sidefall ran a news business with questionable ethics. He was also known for making up fake stories, writing things like "the lava is rising" just to
that was all real.
That said, earlier
Sidefall was a
today, he
demon.
made a legitimate discovery that could devastate the entire island. Island 1 had a lot of known dangers, from the lava layer to the boiling water to the powdered snow. But there was one last danger that nobody knew about until now.
We don't gotta talk about it now, but those who know, know. I just wanted to show a little sneak peek, and then that comes up again later in the video.
Island 2 had spent the day building their civilizations and having a good time. Yesterday, their leaders had voted that whenever the border
Was that
drops,
scripted?
Island 2 would send
Actually,
aid to Island 1, hoping this gesture would lead to
Franchise, thank you, Ish, for putting on such an amazing event. Very glad. Thank you very much. Franchise, I don't know if that's how you say your name, but thank you, I appreciate it. No, the Warden was not scripted, but it was an addition by staff. I didn't know it was gonna happen. That was just staff just decided to make a Warden cave, and then they called me. The first time that I kind of fully found out about it was when the Warden was being brought up. So
was to make peace with Island 1, not to start a war.
Also, a little bit of lore here.
Demoted Flux from his position.
Okay, I don't actually think 3 Below officially demoted Flux. I think he remained leader. I don't think 3 Below was happy with what Flux did, but and yeah, Flux sort of disappeared from Luminara most times after that, but I don't think he was actually officially demoted from second in command. The reason I added that in the video was to have some sort of like consequence, because it would have, in my opinion, it would have felt a little strange if Flux did everything that he did during that meeting and had no actual consequences from his nation from literally going against 3 Below 0. So yeah, I just wanted to establish that like concrete consequence of his betrayal.
So many diamonds already. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, I'm loaded.
But just as day 4 was about to come to a peaceful end, something happened.
Oh yeah, this
that
is
would
me further
change the
establishing
course of
Saps and
Island
Flux's
2
friends.
forever.
And then the death of Jofiel. Another fun fact, the assassination of Jofiel happened, I think, at the beginning of day 4.
Jofiel, the leader of one of Island 2's
not at the end of day 4.
was walking across
And then the Saps meeting after that, the big meeting where, you know, the trap happens, that happened toward the end of day 4 instead of day 5. So just a few timeline changes that I made for narrative purposes. It just fit so much better. It flowed a lot better to move it over that one day.
What are you doing?
This was recreated footage of Jofiel's death because not a single person had footage of Jofiel's actual death. Nobody had the footage, so we just essentially asked them what happened and tried to recreate it as best as we could.
And immediately, all of Island 2 went on lockdown.
Yeah, this was a big event.
Everyone was confused about what caused this to happen. They killed Jofiel. Why? After Seraphim fled,
And
was in complete disarray.
Flux mentioned to me that Seraphim actually wasn't supposed to kill Jofiel at that moment. It was a miscommunication among Flux and his goons. Originally, the plan was to get everyone to Saps' house for a meeting, kill Jofiel there, so that Seraphim actually takes over the reign of Tricolor, and then Flux essentially rules Tricolor. That was, I think, the original plan. But Seraphim misunderstood. There was a miscommunication, and Seraphim just decided to kill Jofiel a little early. And then we added that little foreshadowing there of Seraphim going down into a bunker. An underground bunker.
Now, Island 2 wasn't the only place that would face tragedy. Oh, what? The leader of the Al-Karasina pirates,
So,
Noble Bucket,
foreshadowing,
died
exactly,
very
Colin.
suddenly.
Alright, they sent me the footage of what happened. Oh no. He doesn't know the lava layers there. Zamgyeon, what are your thoughts on the Valley of Wheat? There was a big Valley of Wheat this event, yeah. Just like in Season 2. Those are always very, very funny to see.
With world leaders dying
Valley of
left
Wheat,
and
though,
right,
as a
the
nation, I don't
media
think I
had
featured in the
plenty to
video.
report on. The most trusted news company was from Elysium, called Daybreak Media.
We're number one because we actually report the truth, unlike that bozo sidefall.
And later
Yeah, Daybreak Media was the biggest newspaper in the event, and it made it feel so much more like immersive. And all the players as well really appreciated everything that they did.
Cross Alliance,
As did I.
Successfully uniting the entirety of Island 1. But right away, the strength of this alliance would be tested.
Things got a little heated
A citizen of Infernus
at the
had
volcano.
accidentally told someone outside of Infernus that there was netherite in the volcano. And this news spread all across the island.
I think that's real. Someone from Infernus leaked. I mean, it was bound to happen, right?
This was a disaster for Infernus and the Linguolini Mafia, who had been trying to keep the existence of netherites to themselves. Immediately after hearing about the netherite, the Covenant sent a mining expedition into the
Goofy
volcano
leaked it, really?
without telling Infernus.
Goofy was the architect of the
And
castle,
lo and
right?
behold, they confirmed there was netherite.
No way. Also, you guys probably noticed during the video, Infernus has a thematic song motif. Whenever I talk about Infernus, whenever it's an Infernus scene, it's just string quartet type music. Classical string quartet.
People are saying we're being selfish. They're the ones being selfish, trying to take our resources.
Listen, Island 2 is rich. We are not. Now with netherite,
Thank you, Susan.
we actually have a chance of evening
Snowbird's
the
here too,
playing
heck yeah.
field. But the volcano people are hogging it.
Before any fighting could break out, the Blue Cross
I think that was
quickly
a
reached out to all the
post-event
leaders and
acting
told
from
them to
Schmood there,
put this
but he
issue on
really
hold.
did a good job with it. He was
We're
mad.
inviting everyone here tomorrow, so we can all talk this through peacefully.
And
We're Island 1.
there was a bit of a conflict. There was a bit of a feud between West Helm and Infernus, even more than I talk about in the video. Like, those two, I don't think liked each other. And at one point, Infernus was considering straight up invading West Helm.
I was just a farmer. You know, you still made me feel important.
Saps would invite all the leaders for a meeting later so they could coordinate a hunt for Seraphim and discuss their plans for when the border inevitably drops.
Originally, in this part of the video, that cut right there is where the Barbie party sequence went before I decided to cut it out. If you want to watch the Barbie party sequence, it's on my second channel. It's on this channel as a bonus scene.
How the 5 Commonwealth leaders were in constant fights with
The reason, by the way, the reason I decided to cut it out is because at this point of the video, it's like we're so close to the trap, which is when there finally becomes like an overarching story, and it actually gets very, very intense from that point on. So the Barbie party didn't really advance the plot at all, and I was worried that people would get bored and click off. So we decided to cut the Barbie party and go on with this narrative at the Commonwealth. Chaos at the Commonwealth, followed by Cass and the unfortunate death of Wood Daddy.
To the Cass Coalition to complain to Cass directly.
I got information that there might be netherite on the other island. My leadership said, quote, netherite is useless.
Netherite is, of course, not useless.
Oh yeah, actually,
I think that's a foolish statement.
As the Commonwealth erupted,
the person who killed Wolfram, Rory Can, the assassin, they actually found Rory. They found Rory Can. had a trial for him on the same day of Saps' trial later on, found him guilty, were going to execute him, but then just like Saps, Rory Can ran away. He frickin' got away after being declared guilty.
Netherite is useless.
Netherite is of course not.
Yeah, Commonwealth fumbled twice, big time. I'm so sad I couldn't find a place to put that in the video, because it would have been so funny.
Yes, yes, he is.
But it was hilarious, and I do have footage of that happening.
Skip out on work. You hear this woman?
Of course, these two fighting.
To attend a party in Barbie Land. So as punishment, his employers forced him to risk his life and chop down one of the tallest trees in the Cast Coalition. He's asking for help.
That's embarrassing.
You have to yell louder. I can't hear you. You're so far up. You have to get closer to the ground.
Get ready, everyone. Rest in peace, Wood Daddy. Rest in peace.
Now, because of this recent tragedy, Cass decided to stay home from Saps' meeting. That said, every other
I think the actual reason that Cass stayed home was because she wasn't online that day because she had class, university. So I just morphed the death of Wood Daddy and kind of created like a transitional point, a point of transition and a narrative reason for why Cass didn't attend the meeting. So yeah, Cass got very lucky she had class this day.
Because he had something, quotes, important to tell me.
Flux, what are you gonna do?
Well, first, let me just explain. I'm not allowed to attend this meeting because the leaders of
the
this
video footage of the Flux interview was all real. The audio is not. This was another one of those scenes that I felt would be much more effective if I based around the song that I chose for the scene. So Flux's script, basically I wrote most of it. Flux also suggested a few lines, things that he wanted to say. But I tried to base his speech and basically the scene around the song to explain his motives, to explain that he was the one behind Seraphim killing Jofiel, and then of course him being vague about what he's planning to do today.
Removed. And I'm done waiting. It's gonna happen today.
Leaders, welcome.
This is real audio, by the way. This actually, I don't know if this Saps line is, but the rest of the meeting audio was real.
You know, during the first meeting, there was one person there who actually understood what I was saying.
Valid Flux crash out.
To me, asked me if they could help in any way. I told Seraphim to kill Jofiel. And today, we will finish the job!
I love this song.
Wait, so Seraphim gets there. What actually happens next?
Something I didn't want to do, but something that needs.
There was another line here that Flux said at some point. Maybe I'll show that later. That was kind of funny. The small thing I changed about this scene, I think, was that instead of Seraphim appearing from the tree and sneaking around the meeting, Seraphim was in the roof the whole time, I think. Like, during the entire duration of the meeting, I'm pretty sure. Seraphim was already in there.
We have no other choice.
Alright, so I have something to say.
This is...
Is there a possibility, any possibility, that the assassination of Wolfram and the assassination of Jofiel by Seraphim is any way connected?
The fact that Saps says this, is there a conspiracy going on right now?
Are leaders
Saps is wrong about the fact that the Commonwealth assassination and the death of Jofiel were connected. That wasn't correct. That wasn't the conspiracy. But the fact that he suspects some sort of conspiracy that some leaders are...
I don't think the leaders are safe.
Yeah, I don't think the leaders are safe. That was real audio. And he said that, like, and then like a minute later, trap goes off.
But if you had to betray one person to save 1,000, would you?
What just happened? What happened?
Rest in peace.
Oh my gosh!
Why is there a trap? Is this all a setup?
Where's Saps? Where did he go? Did Saps do this? Wait, Saps? Yeah, we have to find him.
We got some voice actors as well to freak out in conjunction with the actual freaking out that was happening to make it more full. This is the first thing I want to show you guys. Saps might kill me. The actual full 100% authentic reaction from the players. Let me find where it was. So it's gonna be trap. I'm gonna show you guys the actual footage from when the trap goes off. Some of the audio was a little unusable, and you'll see why. Warning, there's about to be some swearing. This is the actual footage from the trap. You notice how in the video, Saps goes, "What just happened?" That was real audio, except I cut a specific word that he had within that sentence. This is the real audio from the trap. Let me actually turn it up a little bit as well. Okay. Yeah, language warning, everybody, and please enjoy.
One of the minor.
Wait, let me turn it up even more. Hold on. Okay.
I'm just one of the minor.
What happened?
What the fuck just happened?
Whoa, what the fuck? Go.
Oh my gosh. What the? Oh, I didn't do that. I didn't fucking. Who the fuck?
Oh my god.
Who did it?
Okay.
Oh,
what was that?
My.
Jack, somebody up there.
Who's up there? Oh, frick. I should have known. Oh.
So that's the authentic reaction of that was the real video and audio of that moment. Yeah, Saps dropped the single biggest F-bomb probably in my event existence. So there you go. Moving on. Should have kept it, says Zaid. Should have.
It was a new day, and Island 2
was the trap being
was in
incomplete
shock.
scripted? Asks that one potato. No, that was just Flux and his goons being in a rush to build the trap, and they just messed it up.
After the death of Jofield,
Everyone at that
Flux
meeting
and
except for
his
Saps
crew
was supposed to
had built
die.
a trap in his roof, and Saps did not know they had done this. He had been framed by his friend Flux, used as a scapegoat for Flux's
Was the
plan.
Saps escape scripted? I actually think I reshot the Saps because I think originally Saps ran into the jungle instead of boating away. So I think that was actually reshot. That part was reshot. I made Saps go into the water, into the sea, because I thought that'd be just a nicer aesthetic. And we got that sun shot, which was inspired by Saps, actually, for Saps from his video. Saps boating off into the sun. Sunset.
Confused and angry.
Our leader's dead.
What just happened? After the trap went off, Seraphim was immediately caught and killed. Oh!
What were the tricolor?
But when more people found out about how exactly their leaders died, their anger wasn't really towards Seraphim, but toward the person they believed was behind it all, Saps. And it made sense. Saps
Everybody thought Saps was guilty.
It was his roof.
And I'll explain this real quick. We have something called the repeat rule in our events. Whenever you're a leader in our events, at least this started from the Season 2 video, the 1,000-player civilization video. Essentially, if you're a major character or a leader, if you were one in that video, you weren't allowed to be one in this video. Saps was on that list because he was the leader of Theria in the last video. And that's how you actually would have known event staff and I wouldn't have allowed him to kill all these leaders and become such a prevalent character. But he was framed by Flux. So people thought that he was breaking the repeat rule and becoming like a big character against the will of event staff. And people kind of gave him crap about that. Like, bro, you're breaking the repeat rule. You're not allowed to do this. When in reality, people should have known the whole time that event staff and I wouldn't have let Saps kill all those leaders because he was on the event, because he was on the repeat rule. People could have figured that part out, that Saps actually wasn't behind the deaths of all those leaders the whole time. But obviously that would have been kind of a lame way to find out, so I'm glad that people found actual evidence. Weefy, loving the stream. You mentioned that you had a clip of the mom's reaction to the trap. Would you be able to show it?
Really care about it.
That trap was the only footage that I have. There is Flux's second trap later on day 10. I will show footage of that too. The one where he runs into the tunnel. I'll show that.
Outsold the Oppenheimer movie.
Oh yeah.
I'm building a nuclear rocket that will make yesterday's chaos look like child's play.
This whole Oppenheimer sequence, this is impossible to build with Redstone itself. Event staff gave him, or I think this was shot post-event. This whole sequence basically is just a foreshadowing for the Barbenheimer wedding later. But yeah, I just essentially helped him out and
I got voted out.
made a command block rocket for him essentially.
What about me?
Rest in peace, Tyrannical. Leader of Nevermore.
What? I didn't do anything. I blame Ish.
Meanwhile, at Elysium,
I hate being a leader. Everyone here is so stubborn.
Benji was having trouble getting laws passed because his people kept opposing any changes that threatened their peaceful lifestyle. The people of Elysium were generally
from what I've seen,
sometimes even holding trials against them.
Benji would just constantly get crap from his own people because they just did not like him for some reason. Oh.
The mushroom cow Gerald has been stolen.
And now the Gerald lore.
There they all go.
What happened to Gerald? You guys are about to find out, alright?
Officials, sometimes even holding trials against them. Although this particular trial did not go to plan.
Guys, somebody stole Gerald.
You see that guy? That guy who runs in and says, "Guys, somebody stole Gerald." That's the guy who kidnapped Gerald. He was the one to kidnap Gerald. And then came into the courtroom and said, "Guys, somebody stole Gerald. He's missing." I'm not exactly sure why he did this, to cause some sort of panic. I did an interview with him, actually. I probably do have some footage. Maybe I'll make that into a bonus content. But the end of the Gerald story is that Gerald was returned, and he lived happily ever after. I know some people posited that Gerald, his end was that he was eaten, or that he was just never found and he died somewhere. But yes, Gerald did get a happy ending in the actual event. Gerald was returned. I don't know if someone found him. I don't know that part, how he was actually returned, whether he just, Venus decided to return him himself. But yes, Gerald did live happily ever after, from my understanding. So that is the full story of Gerald.
The mushroom cow Gerald has been stolen.
There they all go. Meanwhile, at West Helm, there was a bit of a food problem going on. Not a shortage, a feud.
Freaking Remy.
Had opened up a new restaurant right across
what happened to the kidnapper? They never found out. I don't think anyone found out that he was the one who kidnapped him.
Had instead started buying their food from another player named Dinosaur. That is, until...
Oh my god,
interesting fact about Dinosaur dying. Dinosaur was Remy's competition in West Helm for food supply. I think Dinosaur died on day 7, but there was a bit of a problem because I wanted to show this narratively. It just would flow much better if I showed this now while I'm already talking about Remy. The person who killed Dinosaur was actually someone from Island 2. And obviously we couldn't show that because Borders hadn't dropped yet. So we just showed the death message, and yeah, I mean that's basically what happened. I don't know. We went around. We went about it basically. I think the best we could have, given the narrative constraints. Of course, and then Remy. Permanently closed. All food is now at. Here, I also made a slight change to his sign, so you'll notice. Here on the sign it says permanently all food is now at Remy's. When in the actual footage, you'll see there's a frame here. Permanently closed all food is now at French Kiss. So Remy put French Kiss instead of Remy's. In the actual event, French Kiss was the name of Remy's restaurant. But for simplicity, since I hadn't introduced the name French Kiss yet as the name of the restaurant, I just changed that sign to Remy.
Remy, are you behind the murder of Dinos Earth? Anyway, on day 6...
Also, you'll see event staff here. The yellow chat is event staff chat. We had Luck Dude spectating Saps basically the entire rest of the events, because after the trap happened and Saps was framed, yeah, Saps' story, that's when we knew it would be very important. So we had Luck Dude sits on Saps basically for the rest of the whole event. So that explains why he was quote-unquote sitting on Saps.
Anyway, on day 6, the West Helm Coliseum was finally complete.
What do you plan on using this arena for?
Do I actually have to say it legally?
Freaking food.
No?
Maybe a little bit of blood will be shed, and that's all I can say.
While Spood was a popular leader who got things done, he had also developed a reputation of being a little unstable. He said outlandish things, he can't stand meetings, and his justice system wasn't by courthouse, but by combat. This is something Spood's first attempted assassin, Ramsayer, tried to prevent. It's why he tried to kill Spood, and he wouldn't be the only one.
Yes, so the West Helm Revolution, I think this was all authentic, this is all the plot, essentially how it happened.
With aims to overthrow
the leader of the revolution, Knight Arcturus, apparently he was making Spood extremely paranoid because he kept putting cryptic messages in his Discord status. At least that's how I remember Spood describing it to me. Knight Arcturus was putting a bunch of very cryptic messages in his Discord status. Some cryptic, I think they decoded it as like some revolutionary text, and I think that might be how Spood found out that Knight Arcturus was up to no good, and that's why Knight Arcturus decided to flee. But yeah, Knight Arcturus was really making Spood extremely paranoid.
With Ramsay Pie dead, Knight
just leaving hints in his Discord status.
Leader of the revolution. But he also knew it was only a matter of time before Spood finds out about his plans.
I want to make one thing clear. Anybody who is caught plotting against me will be executed.
Knight Arcturus being at that speech.
Glory to West Helm.
Okay. So this next meeting
Now, before the border drops, the Island 1 leaders
was essentially all authentic, except for maybe like 2 lines from Seneca. All of the words spoken in this meeting were what people actually said, the real audio from this meeting. Obviously shortened a lot. This meeting was chopped up a lot. And it took place over like an hour or so, so that's why you see it constantly goes from day to night, day to night. And yeah, it's when Lingolini betrays Seneca. I'm gonna let this meeting play out. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Gonna use the bathroom because I drank 2 bottles of water before this, which was a bad idea. So I'm gonna let this play out because there's not much I have to say about this scene. And I'll be right back. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Literally going into their territory, mine without authorization, and then accuse them of doing something wrong.
After some more discussion, Infernus was asked the big question.
Will you open up rights to mining underneath the volcano?
It is still our land. It is still the place where we live. And of course, trade, things like trade are important, but in terms of opening up the volcano, it is an adamant no.
Ooh. I agree. Oh, wow. Now, Lingolini, Seneca's biggest ally, was about to speak, but what he ended up saying was unexpected.
We have to humbly disagree with Infernus of not allowing anyone else to mine in the volcano. This is Island 1. We're all struggling against the nature and everything like that. Shouldn't we all be allowed to mine wherever we please?
No way.
Yes. Hell yes. Preach.
Soon, people started offering deals to Infernus.
I believe we'd be open to give you resources since it is your land.
But Seneca still said no.
The volcano is still our sacred land. We don't want hundreds of people there mining and ravaging it.
As a result, Lingolini went even further.
On the day one, Mario was here first on the volcano, and we're able to mine there, but it's not fair that no one else can mine. While your queen is over there with the diamond boots, some people don't even have any armor.
What's the matter, boots, man?
Eventually, people started using scare tactics.
That volcano is insanely active right now. It will most likely erupt within the next 2 days.
I doubt it.
No, that's sci-fi propaganda.
That's propaganda.
And so, after even more discussion, Westhelm made a final plea.
We have a representative from every single nation on this island. You have an opportunity here to unite us all, or you have an opportunity to totally destroy that unitedness.
But Seneca still wouldn't budge.
For now, it's a no.
So, Lingolini made a big announcement.
Mario has a large chunk of territory in the volcano. The Linguini family declares independence from Infernus.
Lingolini really didn't have to roast Seneca that hard, did he? I love Lingolini's character, it's so good. Both Lingolini and Seneca did a phenomenal job. And yeah, Seneca just stormed out. That was the end. I think that's when Seneca decided, yeah, this guy's gotta die. Guys, stop spamming random. Listen, I love the Canadian cartel, but stop spamming it everywhere, guys, please.
What just happened?
Dude, what just happened? Every leader in front of me just died.
And you had nothing to do with it.
It wasn't me. Someone was in the
This
room.
interview.
I'm getting framed-ish.
This interview happened right after the trap, essentially. Or like 5 minutes after the trap. Oh, did I get a donation? Shoot, I missed it. Crap! Could you guys repeat what it's... Let me see. May tipped $10. This was hands down the best piece of content up there. I would happily buy cinema tickets to watch this. Big thanks for everyone. Appreciate it. Glory to Saps. Glory to Barbenheimer. Glory to Ish. Thank you very much. Thank you, May. I appreciate that. All right. Yeah, this interview happened, like 10 minutes after the trap happened. And,
Following yesterday's trap.
yeah, this was basically Saps' live reaction to the trap.
Saps was on the run, as he was now the most wanted and notorious criminal.
And I do want to show you guys one
Island
piece of
2.
footage.
I'm screwed. What am I supposed to do?
He had no choice but to hide amongst the dense jungles and swamps of the southern island. But he also knew that the
You guys are about to
longer
see
he
something
hid, the more
fantastic.
guilty he looked. So earlier, he had decided that he would turn himself in under the condition that he is given a fair trial.
Okay. So this camp that he sets up, that's where he hid for a little bit. Allow me to show you a piece of footage that did not make it in the video, but was absolutely fantastic. Here we go. Okay. Now I think, yeah, day 5. All right, so I happened to teleport to Saps. And this is what I encountered. All right. Here we go. Turn this up a little bit more.
Very nice.
So Saps was mid-conversation with somebody who had found him. You know, Saps was trying his best to hide, but then a player happened to run into him, and this was what I witnessed. I joined mid-conversation.
Rest of your life. No hope we'll see each other again. What was that interaction? Please tell me one of you guys were here for that.
Yeah, A4 horse. I think he was in a boat as well, but it just glitched out, but it just made it even more derpy. Oh, and this was the interview, I think, afterward. I just teleported here. What the frick was that?
There's a guy that only made horse noises, and I had a whole conversation with him about how I'm innocent.
Oh, I hope someone got that.
I have my POV footage.
A4 Horse, what a legend. And in Saps' video, he captures a little bit more of the conversation as well. All right, moving on.
Flux, meanwhile, was satisfied with the success of his plan, but it wasn't over quite yet.
We got 2 leaders left to kill. Call me Cass, and of course, the guy who...
This was a post-event acting. I don't actually think Flux planned to kill Cass. The only time he would have killed Cass was at the meeting. But I think after the trap, he was... after he killed 3 Below Zero, he was basically done, I think. He had gotten what he wanted.
It was a strategic progression toward making the people of Island 2 paranoid.
And also, I think in the actual event, 3 Below Zero died a little bit later. I think he died on day 7 instead of day 6. I'm pretty sure. But again, the reason I move events around a little bit, timeline-wise, is just for narrative purposes. It just fits whenever I'm talking about one thing, and then I want to transition to another thing, either for transitional reasons, or just, you know, I want to fit everything into one scene so that I don't constantly have to go back and forth between nation to nation on each specific day.
All these days, Flux's plan was finally working.
Oh yeah, if there's any mods here, feel free to mute the people who are just spamming nonsense.
To try and increase the morale of Island 2.
Guys, I love the Canadian Cartel, but stop spamming their name.
To attend the meeting.
And I am, like, I want to enter, but my members are telling me not to
Yeah.
because there was an attempt on my life yesterday.
Yeah, Cass was extremely paranoid after the trap went off. Because all the other leaders are dying, why shouldn't she be next?
Here, I'll trade you armor.
Why?
I want to make sure you guys do not die. Please don't die.
That said, everyone would soon be tuning into the trial of Saparata to find out whether Saps will be freed or executed. Several nations argued over who would get to host the trial, but the Commonwealth ended up winning.
Yes, they
We
did.
made this beautiful venue to show the world that the Commonwealth is still the strongest.
In the original cut of the video, it was going to go right from this moment right into the trial. In the first, like, full draft of this video, it went from here to the whole trial right away. And then after the trial, it went to the Warden scene, the Island 1 band and Warden scene. So yeah, originally those 2 scenes were swapped, but my editors made a good point that I probably want the trial to go last, to be the most memorable thing in the day. So yeah, we thought of several different approaches we could take, and ultimately we settled on cutting from this moment to the Warden, and then back to the trial.
But first...
Yes, yes. This was a lot of people's favorite scenes. During video review process as well, this was probably the scene that, when I asked what's your favorite scene, this one probably got said the most. Just because it was so unbelievably goofy and fun, and the song, and the chaos of the situation. And this is all real footage. Goodbye, Sidefall.
So remember that discovery that Sidefall made? Well, it was a warden, also known as the most dangerous creature in all of Minecraft. Sidefall had then renamed the warden to Rising Lava, so that when he was accidentally killed by it, the entire...
I don't think I have footage of them actually doing the renaming. I wish I had that, because I don't know how they, like, approached it. And yeah, up until this point, I really didn't care that much that there was a warden underneath. I just thought it was sort of like a event staff pet project, unrelated to the main plot. But then Sidefall did what he did, and yeah, I kind of had to cover that. Also, I will be posting both this song and the other song, both Down in the Mines and Island 1. The band did give me permission to post both songs on this very channel, so be sure to subscribe. That'll be coming very soon. I had Boy Jedi actually make a music video for Down in the Mine using lights and whatnot. So yeah, that'll be coming very soon. Stay tuned. Hopefully, actually tomorrow. Hopefully. Oh yeah, by the way, originally, the original electric guitar solo was only going to be like 1/4 of the length as it was in this video. It was originally just supposed to end there, but then I asked Mr. London, hey, you mind if you make this double the length? Because I kind of want the I want the warden to, you know, it doesn't die that quickly. So he did, and then he's made it double the length. This was quadrant number 2, I suppose. And then the solo ended there, and I'm like, I kind of want it to go a little longer. So then I asked him, could you double it again? And he did, and he killed it. I think a lot of these deaths during this montage, by the way, were post-event acted. I don't think that many people died from the warden. A good amount did, but I think we added a few extra ones just for intensity.
Welcome to West Helm.
Yeah, and the sheer odds that it would get stuck inside Remy's restaurant, that was such a funny moment. Freaking Remy the entire time. As soon as Remy saw a player was killed by rising lava, he and many other players, understandably, went to about as high of a surface as they could find in West Helm, in the nation of West Helm. Winter's Gift, Island 1 had Warden to deal with. Island 2 had Bee. Oh my god, the frickin' bees. Yes, bees were a menace on Island 2 as well. But anyway, as the warden was being slain inside his restaurant, Remy was watching from above, like a coward, one might say. But Remy really didn't want to die. That was kind of an epic scene. And now the trial.
The defendant Sapparatus is accused of 7 counts of murder.
Is Remy here?
Joe Field, the murder of Alkaline Al.
Sorry, Remy, I had to expose you like that.
I will hear the prosecution's argument, followed by the defense.
I think I think this speech was acted post-event, but everything after this point right here was completely real, including the audio. People's speeches. I think maybe we had a voice actors do like some background sound, like killer. But
Saps constructed a
this was legitimate audio from the trial. I don't think I changed one thing.
But himself. As a prelude for the meeting, he had his accomplice, Seraphim, assassinate his leader before running to the trigger, ready to pull the trap. He then fled the scene after the trap went off, just long enough after faking his surprise. He is not only a cold-blooded
Thomas,
murderer, but a terrorist.
Somehow, Flux's goon becoming the prosecutor in this case was so good.
That only one seat
I don't know how he managed to fit in there, but
it was Saparada.
Zekor, of course, who has a very, very good voice.
It was Saps. You killed our leaders. You destroyed our island. May your death today
Flux's team was awesome. Yeah, Josh Fortune, I agree.
Then it was time for the defense, for Saps to give the most important speech.
Also, you realize the constant shots of the gauntlet, the sword. Slooby! What's the next event going to be? I applied 2 years ago. I want to be part of it. It's going to be 1,000-player purge. That's what I've announced publicly already, and that's all I'll say for now. It's going to be, I think, a really good event. Let's see. Okay, so
today satisfy us all.
It's just
Then it
this
was time for the defense.
constant shot of this. They called it the gauntlet, but this sword, I made sure to fit in like at least five of these shots before this build actually becomes relevant. This is where Saps was supposed to be executed.
For Saps to give the most important speech of his life.
All I ever wanted for this island was peace and cooperation between the nations. The loss.
Yeah, this is all real audio from
was
Saps.
Extremely devastating and came out of nowhere.
He wrote out a speech he would say
But I
for
can
himself,
tell
but
you
this is
right
what he
now,
actually said during the event.
innocent. It wasn't me. The leadership in Luminara helped me build the meeting area.
He's gonna expose them.
And we're the only people who knew about the area before the leadership meeting. That includes the prosecution himself, Thomas 5200.
What?
Vertoga.
This is crazy.
Rotation, Snowbird 334, and their ringleader, Fluxion.
Nobody believed him though. They were all so mad that he was accusing Luminara.
They must have snuck into the roof of the meeting to make the trap. The people who I thought I can trust the most used me for their malicious intent and killed the leaders and blamed it on me.
Saps had figured out he was betrayed and framed by his friend Flux, but he would end up making a critical mistake.
I find it rather interesting that Three Below, the leader of Luminara,
Jaunty
is one of the
says,
only people who
show the
survived
unedited
trap.
escape.
I find that rather
You guys want to see that?
Well,
Saps falsely assumed that 3 Below Zero, the beloved leader of Luminara, was also behind the murders. And with that mistake, Saps turned everyone against him.
Saps, is that all you have to say?
I guess.
All right, I'm ready to make my decision.
I think that was post-act. That line right there.
Ah, Judge Timebomb, find Saparado. Guilty on all counts. Yes. Saps is to be taken to the top of the gauntlet and executed immediately.
As you guys know now, trial was rigged from the start. And honestly, not even because Flux bribed them, which he did, but because Commonwealth was just determined to kill Saps no matter what. They just said, yeah, we'll have a fair trial, but the whole time they were gonna kill him. Wonderful song here. And he makes his run.
Wait, is he running? No way. No way.
Let me pause here and show you guys the actual escape. The real footage from my perspective of that escape. I think it's probably labeled under here. Here it is. Saps makes a run for it. I think this is gonna be on day 5. Okay, so the actual trial did happen on day 5 instead of day 6. Just small timeline changes here for narrative reasons. Okay, so this is what actually happened. This is the real footage.
Do not assist the traitor.
So yeah, he's running here.
In escape, or you will meet the same.
Hold on. Zero devs simulate my. Thank you. That's a little sad, but thank you for the cash.
Oh, Pierce killed someone.
Saps ran. Do not assist the traitor.
I'll just full screen this.
You will meet the same fate.
He starts running. All those people over there have no idea. They're still running to the gauntlet.
Ooh. The run, he's on the run. Oh, he's making a run for it. Oh.
He tries to water bucket, and he makes it the second time.
Oh my gosh.
Is he actually running?
Does the leaves?
Okay. Someone's running.
Does the leaves on the wall? Notices the people there, so he goes on the wall. Doesn't make the water. Jumps into water. Thomas hits him a few times. The freaking prosecutor is the one who's most on his arse here. And then Saps makes it.
Oh my god, he's going for it.
And then he boats away.
Oh my gosh. They're
They
after him.
and then they chase him.
How did I just get out just like that, man?
And then he gets chased for like an hour. That's the part that I cut out. in Minecraft, all boats go the same speed at maximum speed, so you can't really escape in a boat. You can't outrun people in a boat, but you also can't catch people in a boat. So this chase continued. I'm not even kidding. I'm not kidding, for like probably until the rest of the day. Yeah, it turned night. It was night, and he was still being chased. He just kept circling the island until eventually they lost him. Oh yeah, he runs into the jungle, and I think that's where they lose him. Yeah. Oh, and then the and then the Rorycan trial right after Saps escapes. The person who killed Wolfram, the assassin, has his trial. The person who killed the Commonwealth leader Wolfram, Rorycan, has his trial at the same exact place in the Commonwealth. Oh, let me see if I can find when they actually plan to kill Rorycan. Okay, this is the trial. So they start leading Rorycan, the assassin.
Please stay clear. Stay clear. Stay clear. Rorycan over here. Rorycan over here.
All right, run in and see him.
This is literally like 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later. There's Rorycan. You can see him in the iron armor in the middle. They're trying to lead him to the sword for his execution. And he's like kind of not moving. He's like kind of, I don't know, his movements are suspicious.
Rorycan, please remove your armor.
Rorycan, please remove your armor. And then he makes a run for it.
My gosh.
He's escaping.
Oh. Oh.
Kill him.
Run, white boy, run.
He has a tunnel. He has a tunnel prepared.
No way he planned this.
And he runs into his tunnel and escapes.
Oh my.
Overall, not the best day for the Commonwealth. Let's move on.
Fall damage.
Common L.
Where'd he go? Bodyguards.
He accidentally showed his Google Doc script. Yeah, I showed it at the beginning of the stream, John. You can take a look at it. The URL's up there if you want. I don't mind. Saparata escapes.
You killed our leaders. You destroyed our island.
Murderer. Why did you kill
Guilty on all counts.
Disgrace to all of the island.
Saps, why did you do this?
Solov told me this was very Red Dead Redemption 2 coded, that one sequence. I wanted to make people feel really bad for Saps. That was my goal as the narrator, as the director, I suppose. Like, take what happened, the actual events, add some really sad music, and make the viewers feel terrible for Saps and his fate. Really make people sympathetic. And then it goes right from that beast of a scene right into the border drop. It worked. Good.
Which means the border had officially
No wonder Saps is the most popular in the poll.
First, people were kind of in awe.
Exactly.
This is beautiful.
Going from one island to another.
I think that was
after
a
all
post-event
this
acting.
time was a major culture shock.
This could compete with Interstellar? I don't think so. I really don't.
And
I
as
really doubt
expected,
that.
Island 1 people immediately
But I appreciate the
started taking
sentiment.
resources from Island 2.
Yeah, the two islands were taking stuff from each other, by the way. It wasn't just Island 1 stealing stuff from Island 2.
Take some gravel back to Island 2. We don't have a lot of it.
They were taking gravel. Island 1 had some stuff that Island 2 did not have as well.
They were surprisingly
It was a pretty,
like these two who made a tunnel
mostly even
connecting the
exchange of
islands from
resources.
underground.
This is amazing! We've linked Island 1 and Island 2.
The underground Luminara
time,
bridge of a
Island
sort.
2 feared an invasion by Island 1.
What shader did you use?
On
Silvers.
Day 7, that fear completely disappeared. It became very clear that Island 1 had no interest in war. Instead, they were just happy that they could finally enjoy Island 2 for themselves.
Yeah, I think what the thing we really tried to do different in our events is not force people to enter artificial wars. We don't want people to, just because they're on different islands or in different nations. Border dropped, absolutely no war. The war that did happen was all because the players chose to.
After yesterday's netherite meeting,
Okay.
which got a little heated, Lingolini had legitimate fears that Infernus might seek revenge against him.
And his fears were substantiated much more than I even explained in this video. Lingolini at the very beginning of Day 7 received an actual tip that Infernus and the Covenant were planning to assassinate him on that very day. So he fled his nation right at the beginning of Day 7 when he got that tip. It was actually a substantive tip that he received. It wasn't just because he suspected that Infernus was gonna attack him.
That said, the
He
Cass
already knew that
Coalition
he was in
bigger
danger.
than ever before. On Day 7, Cass hosted a funeral for the deceased Wood Daddy, and
Let's
over
see.
100 people across both islands showed up.
We are gathered here today in the cherished memory of Wood Daddy, a beacon of kindness in our community.
The funeral of Wood Daddy. There was one part of this funeral where I actually I spawned in. A bunch of people gave speeches, and then sort of toward the end, I put myself out of spectator, went into creative, and said, "Hey, you know what? Wood Daddy, he was an employee of the Bun Bun Bakery. He worked at the bakery run by Pinkwinks and Suzuki. Why don't you two, Pinkwinks and Suzuki, why don't you two come up on stage and say a few words about the passing of Wood Daddy?" Mousy Ender, shout out to all the Commonwealth nations. Thank you, Mousy Ender. So I had Pinkwinks and Suzuki come up on stage and pretend to be devastated about the death of Wood Daddy. I might have there were some fake tears there, yes. The thing is, they actually gave a very, very sad speech, and people legitimately I think someone messaged Pinkwinks afterward because she gave such a convincing crying speech about Wood Daddy. Yeah, so they really got away with that speech. I think they properly pulled off being adequately devastated. So yeah, well done, guys. I kind of did a little prank on them, made them give a speech, but they pulled it off very well.
While Cass's influence
I might
grew,
make that a
the
bonus scene.
Commonwealth
Just
was in
the full story of the Bun Bun Bakery on the second
Saps'
channel.
trial yesterday was a disaster for the Commonwealth. Island 2 had entrusted the Commonwealth to run the trial of
Yeah, not just the trial of Saps, but also the trial of Rory Ken, both of whom escaped their executions 30 minutes apart from each other.
At one point was the most powerful civilization in the world. On Day 7, most of the Commonwealth leaders resigned, leaving just one player, Sitzkrieg, as the sole ruler of the Commonwealth.
Yeah, this is basically what happened. A lot of the Commonwealth factions just fled there.
To the Commonwealth.
They kind of left. They were just constantly fighting each other, and most of them just left, leaving just Sitzkrieg and his faction.
Population, which by this point had shrunk by a lot. So he sent out a lot of public invites, especially to the people of Island 1, and it actually did work until
Night
one of the
Arcturus.
people who moved in was Night Arcturus, the lead builder of Westhelm, who had to flee from Westhelm because Spoon
I still don't know why Night Arcturus chose the Commonwealth to settle in.
revolution.
Oh, brother, not that guy, says Spoon.
Yeah, the Commonwealth is letting us hide out.
Exactly.
So as long as Spoo doesn't find us, we should be okay.
I think that was post-event acting, that interview.
Speaking of fugitives, the world's
Full
biggest
transparency.
fugitive, Saps, was back to hiding in the jungle after miraculously escaping from his trial, although his spirits were quickly fading.
Everyone thinks I'm a murderer. I just don't know what to do anymore.
Poor Saps.
Saps knew that Sitzkrieg and the Commonwealth soon planned to scout the entire southern islands to hunt him down.
Train
So on day 7,
MH.
Saps
Yes, I
decided
remember
that
you,
his
of
best
course.
bet was to leave his home island
Good to
and
see you, man.
flee to Island 1.
Saps fleeing to Island 1.
It wouldn't be so easy.
So here, Saps, instead of just boating and traveling by sea, he decides to take the frickin' Luminara Bridge.
Could be dangerous.
And in the video, I explained that, you know, it was dangerous traveling by sea. I think maybe I exaggerated that a little. I think part of the reason Saps took the bridge was just to be a frickin' troll. I think he really just wanted that moment of using their own bridge. Just to sort of rub it in. Yeah, this is all real footage. Wood Daddy's here, of course he is. Welcome, Wood Daddy. We just passed your funeral.
What the heck? What are you doing, bro?
I think in Saps' video he like recreated what actually happened. He showed something different. But my video here shows he just straight up ran, jumped off. No one really chased him that much.
The Luminara builders instead retreated to inform everyone else that Saps was on his way to Island 1. Saps, meanwhile, quickly
I think everyone was just kind of in shock.
Island, although what happened next was unexpected.
Oh, there he is. Hey, buddy.
Whoa.
Yeah, this was all real, and I was genuinely shocked when this happened.
Yeah, it's good. On the south side of the island, it's
I don't think I had any clue that Saps had reached out to people, and that he successfully managed to convince Turntap to let him in. Me, Phone X, is this the best manga? I've been watching your bits for now. I love to be in one of these videos. Saps at Canadian Cartel is great. Who's better, Seneca or Alanilo?
How was the trip?
I don't know which one of those two is better. Seneca and Alanilo, in my opinion, were both great villains. They did a great job, both of them. I can't choose one of those.
Turntap immediately distributed Saps' diamonds to the Covenant army. But then, in a surprising move, he sent them out on a secret mission.
The fact that Saps supplied the mission of the murder of Lingolini, inadvertently, of course, but that is such an interesting, like, connection. Saps gave the Covenant the diamonds they needed to go and eliminate the Lingolini Mafia.
Yesterday, Lingolini had opened up the volcano for netherite mining, and as such, people from all across
And by the way, I'll just talk over this. Those of you who watched this live stream yesterday, interview with the players from Rich and Poor video, Lingolini told everyone how they found him. Nobody knew where Lingolini was on Island 2, but someone from the Covenant pretended that they were a new player, messaged one of Lingolini's people, like, hey, I'm a new player, you mind if I come join you guys? Where are you settled? And this person from the Lingolini Mafia, not knowing it was a member of the Covenant, believed this person, gave them the coordinates, and that's how the Covenant knew exactly where Lingolini was.
We could have had Island 1 at peace, and world peace, and we still can, really.
Oh, here they go.
Rest in peace, Lingolini. I was actually so sad when they killed him, though.
Be a part of it.
I just loved his freaking Mario voice.
They've got him. They've got him.
And by the way, this was real. He literally did that right as he was about to die. That was real footage. That was real audio. He committed until the very end.
Massacred the Lingolini Mafia. Before anyone could retaliate, the Blue Cross
Cheddis, shout out Peacekeepers, great video-ish. Thank you, Cheddis.
To explain what they had done.
Yeah, another name for the Covenant was Peacekeepers, I believe. That's what people mean when they say Peacekeepers. Trainmate, remember me, it's Trainmate. I've been watching your content since the beginning, of course, man, of course.
You got some fancy armor now.
I'm glad to see you, man.
From Island 1.
Thanks for being here.
Earlier today, Flux and his crew had gotten their hands on a super
Since the Mind Flux days, right?
trim by trading with the Covenant, who had picked up the armor trim from the Warden when it died.
Yeah, someone from the Covenant picked up the armor trim, I think.
Flux had no idea that the Covenant was also trading
even though they
with
fought the
and
Warden in
harboring
West Helm.
his arch nemesis Saps, but he did know one thing.
I heard Saps ran to Island 1, so we put out a massive
bounty on his head.
Flux was now determined to have Saps killed because Saps was the only other person in the world who knew that Flux was behind the murders of all the Island 2 leaders. Basically, if Saps dies, Flux gets away with everything. And ideally, the sooner Saps dies, the better because of incidents like yesterday.
Poor Saps, exactly.
The
More
prosecution himself and their ringleader, Fluxion.
Remy the Rat, do I super chat? I don't think you can super chat on Ish2. There's a link in the description if you want to donate. I don't know if I have super chats activated on the Ish2 channel.
Some of their fellow citizens. What do you want to do to Saps?
He hunted him down the other day. We couldn't find him, but we have speculation of where he is.
After the murder of their beloved leader 3 Below Zero, Luminara soon planned to host an election, and the current frontrunner was a player named Legacy.
Me and my parrot, we've just been going around to different houses, knocking on doors. I think we're gonna win this thing.
For a moment, Flux also considered a run for leader, although he had basically already accomplished everything he wanted to do.
Look, no matter what people say,
yeah, I think at this point also Flux was technically the de facto already leader of Luminara.
More cautious leaders.
But there was going to be another election, and Legacy was probably going to win, so Flux was a little worried.
Bridge, but because of me.
And the foreshadowing here with the Luminara Mountain Mine.
Since the beginning, Flux's philosophy
I hope people caught that.
You can never show kindness to your enemy if your enemy wishes to destroy you. If you build a bridge, they'll use it to invade you. If you offer them aid, they'll use it to kill you. This is why Flux believed it was necessary
Here,
to
Spood, let me,
eliminate the Island 2
Spood, since
leaders
you're...
who wished to be kind.
Spood, I'm gonna mod you so you can mute people who are spamming random stuff.
The people of Tricolor
Why season 2.5 instead of season 3?
Building a massive statue to honor their deceased
I do
leader.
like in between seasons, and I didn't expect that this would be such a long one, so this probably should have been season 3.
Meanwhile, the people of Aperion had elected a new leader, but Aperion was never quite the same after the death of Alkaline Elk. The people of the Commonwealth were also in shambles, having a much smaller civilization than they started with. And even though there was some peace on Island 2, people didn't feel a sense of calm, but instead a sense of unease and revenge.
People were mad.
They needed closure, and they were determined to kill
Gotta
the
love that
person
shot,
they
huh?
believed murdered the leaders they loved.
Bandit unknown, Saps is incredible. It was potential death mirroring what happened to Theria, of course. But choose to fight this time, as opposed to giving up for his people. Thank you, Bandit. Appreciate it.
A last-ditch effort to try and get a strong ally for his cause. He asked Turtap to take him to the largest nation on Island 1.
This is just all real footage, and the song here. This is one of my favorite scenes. It's so low-key, and the song here is called Arcane Happenings by Eden Avery. Two worlds colliding. I really wanted to emphasize this in the story. Just the sheer epicness of this moment. The most notorious man of Island 2 entering the biggest, most notorious nation on Island 1 and actually coming face to face here shortly. Oh yeah, and of course, there's a bit of a standoff as well upon entrance.
Good call.
Saps and his crew then entered the capital.
Can I speak to the glorious leader of West Helm, please?
Saps tried speaking to Spood, but Spood wasn't really having it at first.
Hello. The Covenant leaders brought me. Can we have a meeting?
I'm not gonna lie, Saps. You coming to me asking for a meeting after what happened last time, even if it wasn't to do with you.
Listen, I just want to talk.
What about what?
I just want to talk. Saps didn't really make a good case for himself here.
No.
Ultimately, Spood rejected Saps' request for a meeting because Spood didn't exactly trust him and had no real reason.
Spood's freaking chat message here he just left. This interaction was so funny because I originally was hiding in the quartermaster area because of Saps. I just didn't want to deal with him, LMAO. No way. But then you had no choice, did you, Spood?
Well, about that.
Oh yeah.
Wherever
Saps visits the pirates, and Al-Qadasina, they were gonna kill him. They had that trap set up. They were gonna murder him, and then Turtap told Saps to leave. Turntap and the pirates did have some sort of like a low-key alliance, I believe. Covenant, Al Caracina, those two had a thing. But here Turntap straight up betrays that entire foundation of their alliance, saves Saps from the pirates, and they run to the Covenant.
Started acting suspicious himself.
Yeah.
Are we safe? Is everything fine? What's going on?
We can go back.
He was so suspicious. When I was watching this, I'm like, bro,
I'm not coming with you.
Dude, either like,
Saps is dead. Like,
just
Turntap's gonna just straight up kill him.
Listen,
When in reality, Turntap was just fearful that the pirates would attack him because he had just committed the biggest betrayal of their alliance.
Either he puts his life in the hands of Turntap, who may be wanting to kill him and collect the bounty for himself, or
this was recreated. This part right here. This shot was real, but then here, starting from here, was recreated. I had him run away because I didn't actually capture the moments when he legitimately did run away. I think the moment he ran away was he was with another member of the Covenant, and then that member of the Covenant killed some person from the Linguini Mafia, a straggler, right in front of Saps, and that's when Saps decided to run. But just for simplification and storytelling, I just decided to have Saps run away there.
and so he ventured into the snow.
Yeah, Saps ran into the snow to hide. And this part also was a narrative addition that we made post-events. Those of you probably recognize the scene that this is referencing.
He completely won.
In the actual event, while Saps did hide in the snow, he never built the tower. This was just something, a cheeky little edit that we made to satisfy the people who had seen the previous 1,000-player Civilization video. And also to really dramatize Saps's trauma here. Saps considering jumping off and ending it all because he had completely lost. Without the tower, I can't convey that effect as well.
If I have to die.
So that was another reason why we made the addition of having the Saps tower. And it made for a really cool few set of shots as well. Oh yeah, the people in the premiere chat, by the way, you can see. For those of you who joined the stream recently, right next to the live stream, I'm playing the actual premiere chat from when this video first premiered. So this is literally everyone's live reactions to every single scene that's happening that I'm playing alongside the video. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on to day 8. We're over halfway through, 1 hour left.
Welcome everyone! Today, we have 2 new prisoners who will fight to the death.
I think Spoot's speech here was like summarized and recorded in post, or simplified rather, shortened. So I just had him record that speech.
You are charged with conspiracy to
Here, I actually strategically kept Remy out of most shots, or at least I didn't want to reveal Remy up until the point where Spoot literally says his name and reveals him as the opponents.
You are charged with conspiracy to murder.
So that's the first shot of Remy there, and people are. The effect was for people to go, "Wait, no!"
Fight.
By the way, Remy really did murder Dinosaur. Remy was a freaking murderer.
Some guy jumped in.
Yeah, the guy jumped in to, I think, try to defend Remy in the duel, and then Remy won the fight. Oh god. Remy the Rat, the guy jumped into the Coliseum. I DM'd him beforehand to jump in to distract my opponents. He was a private builder and a great friend. Rip, formerly Duck. There you go. There's the full lore from Remy himself.
He was now a legend, and his restaurant became more popular than ever before.
He put his head on the floor.
Now, it's been a busy few days for Emperor Spoon. He was always working on different things.
Remy's a freaking savage.
Show me your aqueduct, Spoon.
Look at it behind you. Look at it!
So what's the use of this?
I don't really know. What is the point of anything? We just build. We have too many builders, not enough ideas.
Now, while Spood was an effective leader, he did have to constantly watch his back for assassins.
You know, I've thwarted like 5
This is my first time seeing the Aqueduct's house.
I just found out about another.
Says Spood live in the chat.
His entire reign began with him almost being killed, so he was always extra careful and sensitive about where he went and who he associated with. It's also why Spood was particularly angry when he found out that one of the people who planned to kill him was his own lead builder, Knight Arcturus.
According to some of my sources,
I think
Knight Arcturus
this interview right
seen
here
in
was
the
post
Commonwealth
event
earlier
acting.
today.
Really?
I
Spood
didn't
had sent spies across the world
I didn't know
to
too
find
much about the whole
Arcturus.
conflict of West Helm versus Commonwealth during the actual event, so I didn't have too much footage from this particular conflict.
However, given that the Commonwealth was low on citizens and needed good builders, Sitzkrieg decided to reject Spood's request.
I'm not just going to give up one of my builders. The Commonwealth does not give in to tyrants.
This made Spood erupt with fury.
Oh, I'm gonna make sure that everybody
This also,
knows the Commonwealth is
this speech was also post-event acting. The crow shots.
So Spood went around telling everyone
Both the crash out is correct, and the crow shot.
became a massive drama, and it actually got to the point where the rest of Island 2 was getting annoyed with the Commonwealth.
I don't get why the Commonwealth doesn't just hand
A reasonable
over.
crash out.
War with West Helm.
Unlike the Commonwealth, Cass had a big population and she didn't care.
Is there an
about using
uncensored
citizens for
version? Of course there is.
For example, earlier, one of her citizens, Addison27, had gone to Tricolor, dug
I don't think I'm gonna play it,
Jovial's
though.
grave, and had stolen Jovial's head.
Can I wear this? Hey, Cass,
Oh yeah. By the way, Addison and Cass. By the way, Cass. Cass I've known for many years. She's a friend of mine. We've met IRL like twice, 3 times. She's come visited. Addison is a closer IRL friend, and it's just always it's always very interesting to see what my IRL friends specifically, do during these events. Addison had no idea who Jovial was. He just saw a grave and stole the head of probably the most influential leader of Island 2. He had no idea the trouble he got himself into when he stole Jovial's head. It was so funny to watch.
Between islands. Meanwhile, in Barbie Land,
Ish. I have news.
What?
I'm marrying Oppenheimer.
Neo Matrix, thank you. Para el queso. The Conquistadors has some really good, and they made Cheese Bell, and they posted a video of their own. Of course, yes. Go check out the Conquistadors video, guys. Yeah, Conquistadors, they didn't get too much screen time in this, but
The Barbenheimer wedding.
Barbenheimer wedding, of course. More foreshadowing.
This is the power switch. It's 16 furnaces working together simultaneously, and it has a bunch of hopper minecarts on the
By the way,
inside.
yeah, Barbenheimer. This event was in 2023, December. So that explains the Barbenheimer references.
among them was quietly living the world's most deadly.
They're a little dated.
I'm thinking of running in the election tomorrow.
Oh yeah?
Legacy's pretty popular, but I'm not.
This was also post-event acting. Again, Flux was technically already the de facto leader of Luminara, but there was an election coming up and Legacy was bound to win.
Kill Saps. In fact, by day 8, Luminara had told all of the other nations that Saps had fled to Island 1, and some nations were already preparing to send out hit squads later today.
Dude, Legacy says in the chat, dude, I was told by my dad that I should have just jumped Flux during that scene. Yes.
I cannot conceive how we are being this
Yes, you should have, Legacy.
They found him in the hole, they drowned him in lava.
This player, Vietnam, was one of the few remaining
You probably would have died, but it would have been an attempt for sure.
Vietnam had escaped the Covenant's attack and wanted to go
Oh yeah,
revenge against the
Vietnam
Covenant,
was
but
just
finding it surprisingly difficult
furious
to gather support.
that the Covenant murdered the Linguini Mafia.
Condemned the Covenant.
Vietnam was such a funny
brave enough to
character.
declare war on them. People feared the Covenant and its army, which is why Seneca secretly asked them to do the deed instead of doing it herself. If people knew that she was behind the attack, she would be in big trouble.
Foreshadowing.
But for now, nobody would face any consequences for the massacre of the Lingulini Mafia.
The Mushroom Kingdom. You can see the sign over there. That's what they called their new home.
Going back to Westhelm, on day 8, Emperor Spood was really only thinking about one thing: how to get revenge against Night Arcturus.
This is the beginning of a song called Nocturnalized. It's one of the biggest songs in the video.
But what
made by Par.
Belief that the Commonwealth was a massive
Hardstrom, I believe. I think I probably didn't pronounce that correctly, but
could risk the entirety of Island 2.
I love this. This song plays for like 5 minutes straight and just flows together so nicely.
Spood decided to change strategies. He instead decided to try and bait the Commonwealth. See if he can make them
Spood being a baiter.
Something rash, something bad enough that would allow Spood to then declare war and have everyone's support. And Spood knew exactly how to make the Commonwealth angry. He invited back to the Westhelm capital the one person he knew the Commonwealth hated the most.
Can we make a deal? We're running out of time.
So,
Saps is back.
yeah, this was all real.
This is interesting.
I just love that it just fits Spood's character so well that he doesn't invite Saps in at first, because why would he? There's no reason to. But the next day, when he actually does have a way he can use Saps, he invites him right in and decides to help him. So, Spood's entire character, I was just trying to build him, not it. I was trying to build Spood as he could go either way. He could be good or he could turn evil. He's just kind of a wild card of a figure, a wild card of a character.
It was not me.
So you never quite know which way he's gonna go until day 9, during that meeting with Zekor, when he, again, the culmination of, that scene is the culmination of he could go either way, but then finally he decides to go the way of Saps, and he becomes a much beloved character.
And how he needed Island 1's support in case a war breaks
So yeah, even during this meeting, Spood's like, hey, aren't you the guy who killed all those leaders? You can never quite know which way Spood was gonna go.
Basically left the Alliance after the last meeting, and the Covenant had stopped responding to the Blue Cross because of the Lingolini situation. So Spood decided to take things into his own hands and individually call the big 4 nations of Island 1 for a meeting.
Spood knew about the assassination of Lingolini. Spood claims that he knew about it, but never really signed off on it. He was more so neutral about the matter, but he didn't know that it was going to happen. I just didn't include that in the video.
Open area without a roof, they decided they would go.
So you turned the sun away. How could you be so cruel? Ooh, hey. You wrapped the moon in ice. That's not nice.
Yeah, without a roof. Yeah, that was a legitimate concern. The leaders wanted the meeting to be in the middle of nowhere so that they could be sure that it wasn't going to be trapped.
Spood's goal with this meeting was to convince all the leaders that Island 2 was a threat to Island 1.
Spood says we actually harbored Lingolini Mafia people in Westhelm. Very interesting.
In association with the Commonwealth. It's one of the many injustices I've heard about on Island 2, and I want justice.
Then, Turntap of the Covenant made his own statement.
A few days ago, Covenant was approached by Luminara to speak of a potential trade agreement. Legacy AN approached me in regards to Fluxion, the guy who Saps is claiming killed everyone.
Yeah, Turntap believing Saps.
Apparently, back when the Covenant traded armor trims with Flux, they had also done the same deal with Legacy. And Legacy had voiced concerns to Turntap about Flux's run for leader, including how Flux was demoted from second in command, and rumors that he's paying people diamonds to vote for him. This gave Saps
I don't know if that diamond part was true. I think Flux was bribing people. I'm not sure if it was diamonds. I'm not sure though. But either way, it's a good foreshadowing. Flux bribing people to vote for him. It's good foreshadowing for in day 9 when it's revealed that he bribed the judge to find Saps guilty.
Please say aye.
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 Good. This is for us a problem.
And yeah,
Benji was hesitant
here during this meeting, again, this is all real audio. Benji didn't want to join the military alliance because his people had been yelling at him for like 9 days straight already, to 8 days straight.
Would he potentially have the chance to convince him after telling his story?
When I was spectating, I was like, oh, come on, Benji, like, just join. We're so close to Island 1 unity. It'd be so cool if it happened.
Yeah.
But I don't control these, I don't control this plot, ladies and gentlemen, despite popular belief. Probably one of my favorite shots in this video right there. By the way, the fact that I introduced the aqueducts like 7 minutes prior, and then they happened to take the aqueducts to Elysium was so cool.
Been framed for the mass
and Saps speaks in front of the people of Elysium.
And his conspirators.
All real audio, all real. Most of this event was real, but no one believes it because it was so cool.
I'm just so lucky to be alive and share my story with you guys.
But as Saps spoke, the people of Elysium still had some doubts.
Against the corruption in Island 2, which is...
But who? What does that, what does that mean? That's vague.
Yeah, Elysium was
Elysium wasn't convinced that potential corruption
Elysium wasn't having it.
Was enough of a reason for
they were
Elysium
big Saps
to get
skeptics.
involved. But then suddenly,
A few days ago.
What the? What is this?
About 15 members of the West Helm army had
Shpu told me that the reason he didn't attend this Elysium meeting is because the moment that Benji said, I don't know if my people will go along with it, Shpu told me that he knew that, oh, okay, they're not going to go along with it. There's no way Elysium goes along with this alliance. So, at that moment, yeah, Shpu says I was out of there. So Shpu didn't attend the Elysium meeting, and basically right after, he went from the snow over right to West Helm, back to West Helm, and he immediately launched the invasion of the Commonwealth because he knew that Elysium wasn't gonna be on board.
They are going to launch an invasion of Island 2 in the next like 5 minutes. I do not know.
Everyone freaking out.
Emperor
Shpu, did you purposefully send your squad right through the center of Elysium? Did you do that on purpose, or did they just happen to pass by the frickin' courthouse?
And arrest Knight Arcturus.
Oh boy, they're almost there, I think. Shpu says no comments. Oh my god. What happens in West Helm stays in West Helm.
Hello, Ben. We are here peacefully. We're simply looking for a man by the name of Knight_Arcturus.
This is all real.
Alright.
They start using legitimate military tactics here. Shield wall, intimidation.
We don't have him.
I mean, it is pretty ominous. They leave right away, but then they start.
Plan B.
Shield wall, shield wall.
What the?
What's happening, guys? They're forming a shield wall. They're forming a shield
Zekor goes, they're forming a shield wall.
Get out of here.
And Sitzkrieg immediately. Sitzkrieg was out of there.
Intimidated the Commonwealth leadership into fleeing
Freaking leaving his people behind Sitzkrieg.
Searching every house, every mine, every
I think some of this footage right here of the actual raid of the Commonwealth is recorded in post.
Was nowhere
but
to be found.
This is essentially what happened. Yep.
Meanwhile, at the Caste Coalition,
the Commonwealth was humiliated. This is the scene that it is revealed.
Yeah. You know how everyone's trying to
where I reveal narratively the existence of a piece of video footage.
Luminara built the trap.
Theron's video footage. This scene was a recreation of essentially what was a Discord conversation. There were people were starting to get a little suspicious of Flux by this point. And Cass, I think maybe Aperion leadership, Cass and her council especially, were in a Discord call for like hours. And Theron, who was a council member in Cass's nation, during this conversation when they were discussing was it Saps, was it Flux, Theron goes, wait, I think I sailed past Saps's place earlier in the event. So Theron goes back and checks his video footage, and then he sees Flux digging for sand. And everybody freaking erupts. And they're like, holy crap, we're on to something here. So this entire scene, was a recreation of what actually happened, basically, in a Discord call, and a much simplification of what actually happened. Because there were a few more smaller pieces of evidence against Flux that people started to get suspicious. Some stuff that happened over Discord. But yeah, this essentially, the way I summarized this narratively was Theron discovered this piece of evidence, which this was 100% real video footage, which is crazy. And they did legitimately use this video footage to expose Flux.
It did raise some questions.
And yeah, it wasn't conclusive, but at this point people were quite suspicious. Cass then sent that footage over and their suspicions over to Tricolor and Aperion. Not to the Commonwealth, though. There's a bit of a feud between Cass and the Commonwealth the entire event, and I purposefully left out the Commonwealth because I don't think Cass communicated with the Commonwealth about this at all. So, Cass did not like the Commonwealth at all.
He didn't really know what to make of this. In one sense,
Commonwealth was basically, like, by the end of the event, isolated from Island 2 politics, I think.
He also questioned
it's why no one came to their support when they were invaded by Westhelm. And they were not happy about that. That's part of the reason why they went to the volcano to fight against Island 2, because they were not happy with the rest of Island 2 for not backing them up when Westhelm invaded them.
believed that Island 1 was the supreme island with better culture, customs, and traditions. They were also known to be ruthless, having massacred
Did Cass actually survive? Yeah.
mafia.
I think Cass quote-unquote died on like day 13, but that was like a non-canonical chaos day when Staff and I just spawned a bunch of wardens to the world, so that wasn't actually canonical.
He needed powerful allies as world tensions were ramping up. When Spoon invaded the Commonwealth yesterday, he got a lot of criticism, mostly from his own neighbors, who were blindsided by the move.
Spoon could have dragged all my people.
Benji's final words here.
Elysium is a nation of peace.
Elysium is a nation of peace. That was the final words he says in the video.
Other nations were now dealing with problems of their own.
By the way, that's what I really tried to do throughout this video. Because it can be a little difficult to memorize, like, for the viewer, to memorize 5 to 7 different nations on each island with their respective leaders. So, yeah, whenever introducing a nation, I tried to make each one have, like, a very hyperbolized theme. So the pirates, that was easy, there were the pirates. Elysium, big nation of peace, happy place where people went to relax, vacation. Spood, Roman Empire, Westhelm, the biggest nation, that one was easy. Nevermore, the Colts, Infernus, Volcano, Lingolini, that was easy. Island 2 was a little bit more difficult to do that, but... oh, this part. This was so good. Sinica laughing like a witch there was legitimately real footage. It was amazing. And they were all chanting shame. What a scene. They did this so well.
Shame to those who disrespect our volcano.
That was the end of Lingolini.
On the other side of the island, the Blue Cross was hosting a meeting.
Vietnam, I'm getting word that Infernus is having
Again, more real footage after real footage.
If I can't get his head back, then it's war. I will put my hands around each and every one.
The leaders and representatives then decided that
Poor Vietnam.
needed to be punished, and they started discussing whether or not to declare war. But then,
Was the meetings
not even
real?
a
Yeah,
minute
yeah.
into the discussion,
This is all real. Benji suddenly died, and I was there when he happened to randomly die. No one knew that Benji was gonna jump off.
Had suddenly died. And before anyone could even ask about what happened, a member of Daybreak Media made a shocking revelation.
We know that Benji had been one of the people who made the call to kill Lingolini.
Yep.
What?
Real audio, real revelation.
Benji had admitted to Daybreak Media that he, alongside Infernus,
And real
had
plot.
approved the killing of Lingolini. At the time, Benji believed that killing Lingolini would finally resolve the conflict over the volcano and bring peace to the island.
Another reason I mentioned was that Benji did not like. Apparently, Benji found Lingolini's people annoying during a meeting, so that was another reason why he approved the murder of Lingolini.
Now, because Benji had repented, the Blue Cross Conference decided not to punish
By the way, this is one of my favorite deaths in the video. I loved it.
I don't know about war. Maybe a trial? Give Infernus a chance to tell their side.
Flux was representing Luminara at the meeting, and the leaders actually agreed with his idea. So later today, there would be a trial against the entire nation of Infernus.
I think that was a acting
now, when the meeting came to
post-event
an
acting
end,
from Flux. I don't think Flux actually said that during the meeting. I just used that as a transition point because right after the meeting, this happens.
We know about the assassinations, all right?
What assassination?
You're under arrest. You're coming to Tricolor. You're gonna have
all real audio, all real video
What are you
here.
talking
It was
about?
crazy.
Tricolor had issued an
Villager,
arrest
thank you.
warrant
It's
for
the Villager.
Flux after they obtained incriminating video evidence from a citizen of the Cass Coalition.
Being possibly responsible for the death of Joe.
I let a lot of this play. Typically, I don't let so much first-person POV play.
That you may have been involved in other
Just
ways.
play it
If you
straight,
believe yourself
but
innocent, I believe that you are.
I thought this
Trust
was
that you're innocent
this
because you
definitely
told me you were.
warranted
But right
just
now, the most important
letting
thing
this
you
scene
can do
play.
is simply
Flux
go to
being
trial and
arrested
prove that
as
you're
it
correct,
happened.
which I believe
This
you
is
are,
an
okay?
outrage against Luminara.
This is an outrage, nerd emoji.
Accuse me of this.
Now, the truth was, Tricolor wasn't necessarily convinced that Flux was guilty. They just wanted Flux to go to trial so that he could answer their questions about the videotape.
If I make merch from this video, one of them's got to be Flux's face, and then this is an outrage.
You agree after what happened with the Commonwealth, we could never be too careful about stuff like that. We're both
Fine.
not.
Fine, I will go. But this is an outrage.
Alright, let's go. We're gonna remember this.
We will not stand for this.
Flux is getting arrested by Tricolor. He's like stopping every few seconds.
We'll stop. Don't worry.
Yep, he was
The group
messaging
then passed
a
through
member of his
Elysium, and
crew.
we're about to sail off to Island 2 until...
Oh, hey, what is this?
Say whatever you want about Flux's PvP abilities and his dual fighting abilities,
Turned out, Flux had
but
secretly told a member of his own
his ability to get out of any situation
so that he could run
and
away
think
from
his way out of any
arrest
situation
without looking
and be
guilty.
prepared for most situations was better than I've ever
When
seen
Flux
before.
returned to Luminara, his whole world had flipped upside down. He believed he had covered all his tracks, that he had gotten away with everything. But for now, he had to remain calm and decide on his next move.
Legacy.
Poor Legacy.
We've just been informed that you have ties to the Covenant, and they're working with Saps the Traitor. So the problem is, we're afraid you're a national security threat. You have two choices right now. You either drop out of the election this instant, or we can do this the hard way.
Oh, that's tough. Alright.
That's literally what Legacy's reaction was, by the way. Oh, that's tough. Alright. That was it. It was so easy.
Which means if Tricolor still wanted to arrest him, they wouldn't be able to just walk ahead and take him.
Walk
They would
ahead.
have to invade Luminara itself.
Oh, that's tough. To be fair, he didn't have a choice.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
Emperor Spoon had caused a lot of chaos with his failed attempt to capture Knight Arcturus. So
That he
spent
did.
day 9 repairing relationships, but also forming new ones.
And yeah, it was at this point where the Commonwealth was furious with not just Westhelm, but with the rest of Island too. Because I think I heard that when Westhelm invaded on day 8, Sitzkrieg and other Commonwealth leadership were desperately messaging all the other Island 2 nations like, "Come help, we're being invaded!" Not one Island 2 nation came to their aid.
I got it.
Oh,
Now,
Addison.
this actually led to an alliance between Westhelm and Tricolor, the first ever multi-island alliance.
Spoon had Tricolor intercept Addison to collect Jofiel's head. I wanted Westhelm to make Addison fight in the Coliseum. I thought that would have been so funny because, again, full disclosure, Addison is an IRL friend of mine, and Addison had no idea that he was about to be intercepted by Tricolor. So I was really hoping that they'd throw him into the friggin' Coliseum, but they just Shmoo just had Tricolor murder him in one sweep.
And what made a lot of them really angry was the fact that TurnTap was making them protect Saps.
There was a whole Covenant Revolution arc that I glossed over in this video. Basically summarized it as people didn't like TurnTap. He was out of touch with Covenant values. And he was like constantly away and working with other people instead of being at the Covenant. I think that's at least my very oversimplification.
Because he had just saved Saps from the Alcaracina pirates, and he was worried that the pirates would attack the Covenant in retaliation.
That part was true.
Anyway, now that TurnTap had the pirates against him, as well as much of the Covenant forces, which TurnTap himself had trained to be ruthless, it's fair to say that his life was in grave danger. But before he and Shmood could figure out a solution, the Covenant suddenly
what happened to Grandma Gilda? Grandma Gilda just lived her life. Grandma Gilda had a peaceful life at the Cast Coalition.
Trying to kill me?
Actually, I think on day 12, Grandma Gilda asked to be executed, and they did. Never mind. Grandma Gilda had an unfortunate ending, but she wanted to be executed.
The Commonwealth had finally found Saps.
It's literally the guy.
Oh yeah, this Commonwealth finally finds Saps. This right here was real footage. Eventually, it cuts into an acted scene, but so far this is all real footage. I'll let you know exactly when it basically morphs into the
to hand Saps over.
Shipud, come here. Please, let's have a talk. Let's have a chat. Are you a friend of this criminal behind you?
Alright.
Zekro has such a cinematic voice, I agree.
Oh boy. Here we go.
So yeah, they went up into the meeting room. This is all still real footage.
Are fighting behind us. I propose a trade.
This audio, though, this is the beginning of the acted scene.
And the Commonwealth gives you Night Arcturus.
Essentially what happened is, this was right at the end of day 8 or 9, I think, when this actually took place, and the server was about to close. So ultimately they decided to keep their meeting very brief, and I think the server might have closed like halfway in to the meeting. So instead of just showing a half-baked meeting, we decided to recreate essentially the entire thing. And this was the culmination.
It's interesting because Sitzkrieg said he didn't.
Okay.
We don't have him. We do not know where he's at.
Look, he comes back every now and then. We'll find him.
Yeah, really? Spood hero turn. This is exactly...
Why would I lie?
This is the moment where Spood finally... You didn't know which way he was gonna go, but...
Look, Spood, I have to be honest.
In this moment, narratively...
Defending this criminal.
Oh, look at everyone in the premiere chat, by the way. Everyone was at first freaking out, saying no, thinking that Spood was actually gonna betray Saps.
They'll all declare war on
but then Spood, you know, catches the Commonwealth slipping. And then finally, when Spood goes full hero mode, the premiere chat erupted.
Just to make the terms of this deal very clear, because I want to be accurate. You expect me to give up an innocent man in exchange for
this song right here is called Feed My Ego? Feed Your Ego, I think. Feed Your Ego.
He's not innocent.
Alright. Get out. Now.
Behind the scenes, I call this the kissing scene. Because Spood and Zekor get a little close there. So yeah, the last part of that scene, basically the last like second third of that meeting was acted and scripted, but scripted based on what actually happened. A form of simplification and narrative storytelling. Oh, the Infernus trial.
As such, TurnTap would be there to help her, which meant Saps also had to go.
And I think Spood was also there at one point, but he got bored, of course, so he left like immediately. Oh yeah, this was crazy.
Getting attacked.
Oh no. I think this was a citizen from Aperion. I'm not sure.
The attacker was taken out immediately by the Covenant, but this
They
led
almost
to
got
another
Saps there. I don't think Saps got too low, but he got lavaed and crit out multiple times.
Seneca and the rest of Infernus had arrived, but were refusing to enter the courthouse because of safety concerns.
Yeah.
Infernus is saying outside or nothing. They're not going in.
All
And
real.
As expected, people were quickly becoming impatient.
I have to stand here for 5 more minutes. I'm gonna blow my hair out.
Let's come inside.
These people don't have the ability to come in this building.
The trial hadn't even begun, and things were already out of control. And then
Someone's setting up dripstone. If Saps died here, holy crap. Saps was probably the only person in the audience looking up the entire trial because, you know, he had some previous trauma. Everyone else wasn't necessarily looking up.
And like that, Turntap was dead, killed by 2 disgruntled former citizens of the Covenant who had come back for revenge.
It was a close call.
Burn us back to the castle.
Queen Seneca directed her people
It's
and
like-
all the remaining Covenant forces, who were now leaderless, to retreat.
Saps had no plot armor. He could have died. Got a closed door here.
Both Infernus and the Covenant were eventually found
Like-
guilty of murdering the Linguini Mafia.
It's just crazy that he should have died so many times over in this video.
With all of its netherite weaponry, it would be impossible to try and arrest anyone.
This is the beginning of things all kind of coming together for this final war. At the beginning of the stream, I described exactly how much I interfered in the event regarding the final war. For those who missed the part of the stream, essentially I sent out a message to the Season 2.5 leaders, to the leaders in this video, and told them, like, hey, you guys come up with a conclusion to this video on your own. I don't want to interfere. And ultimately, most people agreed to have the battle at the volcano, and people picked their sides respectively. The Covenant picked Infernus, so they retreated to the volcano, at least narratively in the video. And that's the beginning of sort of this, like, culmination of everything coming together.
If they do, we'll have the right to obliterate them.
This is the same thing as well.
If Spider goes to this meeting and actually
Neo
gets
Matrix,
killed,
it
then
glossed
in the
over,
eyes of
but
the world,
one of the
this would
Conquistador's
give
leaders,
West
Trapix, was
Helm
killed,
permission
and that's why we joined to fight against Infernus to avenge him. Very well.
You're a hero, Spider.
Glory to West Helm.
This was post-event acting. This entire second invasion of the Commonwealth as well.
These guys are all waiting for something to happen.
This part happened right here. Spider was killed by Sitzkrieg. But by this point in the video, it was like late day 9. West Helm basically already knew that the final like conflict of this event was going to be settled at the volcano. So this was actually all recreated. They did not really invade Commonwealth for a second time.
Where is everyone?
This was just added for storytelling and intensity, and it was just such a good way to summarize what happened. Or at least not summarize like the fury of West Helm and their willingness to go to war against Infernus and the Commonwealth.
But not a single
This part was true.
nation joined him.
Nobody wanted to be allies with
Throughout its
Sitzkrieg
days,
and the Commonwealth.
had faced chaos, infighting, global humiliation, and now Sitzkrieg was utterly defeated. So, as a final jab against West Helm, Sitzkrieg decided
And Spider,
to
I
kill
think they
Spider
planned
before
this out as like a role play scenario. Spider and the Commonwealth. Spider, I think he knew out of character that he was going to die here, so
decided to pack up and
it was definitely expected.
place in the world that West Helm wouldn't be able to infiltrate.
And then the Commonwealth. This is acted footage as well, but again, it just shows the culmination, everything coming together for this final battle.
Guys, welcome to Infernus.
One by one, people walking over to the volcano, taking sides.
There are so many people. Oh my.
this one song in the video. It's called The Misty Mountains. And this, in like 4 minutes, in one song, I cover the death of Turntap, the Covenant being transported to Infernus, joining Infernus, and therefore Infernus and the Covenant not being able to be arrested after they are found guilty, Saps fleeing to Westhelm, Shvood becoming his primary protector, Commonwealth planning to invade the Westhelm, Spider then sacrificing himself, Westhelm invading the Commonwealth, and then the Commonwealth going to Infernus. One song covers all 6 or 7, whatever, of those plot points. It all worked together so well. Like, each one of those plot points could probably be its own scene, its own song.
Meanwhile, at the Cass Coalition,
And this scene, the final scene of day 9,
another good day. The farmers had produced plentiful crops.
sort of acts as like a bit of a breather before all the action and chaos happens the next day.
But while her people were
Birch's
happy,
birthday.
Cass knew
It was
very
Birch's
well
birthday.
that
Happy
the
birthday,
outside
Birch.
world was quickly growing out of control. As leader, it was Cass's duty to keep track of all the world conflicts. But by day 9, they were simply
What song are you proudest of in the vid? Asks Shvood.
watched from afar.
There's so many. I honestly, I can't tell you one specific one.
She watched as world
Yeah, band
leaders
songs are great.
died left and right. She watched Infernus
All the day
avoid
10 songs are
justice by blocking
really, really good.
themselves off, with netherite at their defense, as well as the volcanoes.
And the epilogue
sheer
song
height.
as well.
Yet despite all the turmoil, Cass
Walk Ahead,
spent
yeah.
most of the day trying to solve what was now the world's biggest mystery. Who had really murdered
Some guy in the
all
premiere chat
Island
going,
2
God, I hate
leaders?
Infernus.
Was it Saps, or was it Flux? See, earlier at the Blue Cross meeting, members of the Cass Coalition
Cass being
were
an
listening
investigator,
carefully.
yeah, exactly.
Covenant was propagating anti-Island 2 propaganda, which is ridiculous.
This scene,
Yeah, we didn't agree with that. Island
I
1
show
never had
Flux's
beef
entire
with you guys.
philosophy
It was really just a
being
compliment.
devastated. People from Island 1
See that Island 1 is
admitting outright that Island 1 never had any plans to invade Island 2, when that was Flux's entire theory, and that's why he did all the things that he did.
I think they were just trying to scare you guys.
The thing is, if Island 1 really did want to invade Island 2, if that one part of the story was actually true, this whole story would have been different. Flux probably would have been portrayed as the hero. The radical hero, the dramatic hero who used radical means to achieve a noble purpose, to stop the invasion of his home. But because they actually never had any plans to invade, ultimately Flux is the villain.
And figured out why.
Ninji, hello. Congratulations on another video, mate. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Ensure Saps was found guilty.
Oh yeah, this.
When Cass discovered this,
Saps had, I mean, this actually I think was a not a recreation. I think they actually discovered that after the whole event. Flux actually did bribe the judge, but I don't actually think this is one of the pieces of evidence that Cass considered. This was acting right here. They had a whole bunch of other evidence, but the bribe was much more flashy to include for the video. And well, 2 years in the making, thank you for all your effort. It's a bit sad that you never called Ash and Bash. Yeah, I know. Infernus is quite unnumbered. Infernus did nothing wrong. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, day 10. Here we go.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We gather here today because
I think
well,
this funeral,
we never got
this
the
invasion actually
opportunity to
happened the day before on day
properly
9, I'm pretty sure,
previously
in the real event.
Three Below.
What's going on here?
He was more than just a Luminaran, he was a friend. And
This is a real audio, by the way, right here.
That we can continue his legacy and complete the bridge which he would have wanted.
So Flux now straight up being open to completing the bridge now that he knows that they never had any plans to invade. Sort of like a character growth moment there, but it's a little too late.
All right, let's go, let's go.
and so the Cass Coalition coalition set off on their mission to kill Flux once and for all.
Here we
On the
go.
way, Cass stopped at Imperion to
All
rally
the
their
scenes
people.
after this point are just.
Found the person
I love them all.
responsible for the multiple leader assassinations, including the assassination of your own president. Are we ready to fight for Luminara and for justice?
Yeah! The plan was simple. Imperion would invade Luminara from the south, while the Cass coalition
I
approaches
think some
from
of the
sea
Imperions
so
actually
that
got
Flux
lost and
can't
never made it
escape.
to the raid. So it was mostly the people who invaded from the sea that actually participated in the raid. It was a bit of a messy plan.
And I just,
Oh, they're here! They're here!
They invaded a freaking funeral.
They're after him!
Surrender, Flux!
All real audio from here, from this point out.
Oh.
Okay, wait, surrender.
All real video, all real audio.
I'm not moving.
Flux was under arrest, killing Jag, Alki, members of Tricolor, and leader of Commonwealth.
This is an outrage! And attempting my assassination.
The actual word Cass said there, I actually wasn't sure if it was a swear. It was just in case it is, P-R-I-C-K. That's the word she said there. I thought it'd be I censored it just in case, and it is also kind of funny to have a censor swear.
To a mass murderer right now. Don't let him get through the crowds, guys. Where's Legacy? Luminarans, do you want this man alive?
Yeah, entitled to a fair trial.
Oh, come on.
All of a sudden, Cass wasn't sure about what to do. Until...
There he goes.
He's running! He's running!
Birch says Cass was so upset at this moment. Most embarrassing moment of Cass's life. You guys want to see the real perspective, my perspective from this scene? Here's the thing. The first Flux trap on day 5, I had no idea. Sorry, I knew that was going to happen. Event staff was fully made aware that that was going to happen, and they told me about it. This, I had no clue about. I had no idea that Flux had a trap set up in the tunnel. Let me show you. Peppermints, I was the one who built 3 Below's a grave. Very well. Well done. Okay, let me show you guys my footage from that and my genuine reaction. Oh wait, no, it's gonna be in this one. Probably under trap. Here it is. This was okay, this is toward the beginning of day 9. Okay. So Flux was kind of on the run for a little bit, longer than I portrayed in the video. Okay.
Hey, stay.
He's running! He's running!
KOS, kill him.
Oh my gosh! Look at this!
Could be a trap.
Could be a trap.
I don't care.
Oh! Oh my gosh! Oh shit! Holy!
What a shocker.
Cass goes, what a shocker.
Oh my gosh!
He's actually the killer. He's actually the killer. He has to die. I don't know. I'm blocking it up, dude.
Could be more traps.
You left me.
Oh, they're going after Gotoga.
In the tunnel.
Oh!
Gotoga, get him! Get him! Get him! Gotoga!
So Gotoga was part of Flux's squad.
Pull the secondary trap.
And pull the secondary trap. There was no secondary trap.
Watch your step.
We were gonna...
Gotoga gets away by just literally reversing.
Gotoga on the run. Flux?
They should really be blocking it behind us.
Flux, he actually got away.
So, yeah. I was shocked. A lot of the staff was shocked. I don't know if staff knew that that trap was there. It was overall so crazy. Anyway.
Flux had killed 5 people using a secret trap he had built the day before. This bought him just enough time to escape.
You block up behind.
That said, Flux knew there'd be a lot of people after him, so when he dug to the surface, he ran straight to the ocean and fled Island 2.
Yep, Flux was out of there. He went straight to Island 1 and hid there for a long time.
Legacy directed the citizens of Luminara
And then eventually ended up at the volcano.
I gotta move all of these people over to the Concave Storage Queue because no one is safe in Luminara.
Legacy taking the helm.
Like that, Legacy had taken over as leader of...
After this, Cass had some beef with Legacy because Cass thought that Legacy had told Luminara that they were coming, that he had told the citizens of Luminara about Flux being, you know, evil. But Legacy didn't. So when Cass actually arrived, all of Luminara was very confused about why do they want to kill Flux? He's our leader. So as a result, that made Cass hesitate, and because Cass hesitated, Flux got away. So Cass was so mad at Legacy as well for that. Oh, was there a dono? My bad. Let me get that. The Duke. 50. What the? Hold on. Can I play? I'm gonna play that again. A huge thank you to Ish and everyone that gave their time to help with the video. May the next civilization be just as good as better. I'll have to make a killer application for the next one, of course. Yo, the Duke. Thank you so much. Holy crap. I appreciate it a lot, man. Thank you. Of course. I hope you get in. You've given me enough money to where I am now rooting for you. We don't do pay to win, but I am on your side. Thank you, Duke. Thank you again.
When Flux's trap went off, the rest of the world had a lot of questions.
Was that in Luminara?
That was Flux?
Wait, Flux killed those people?
Yeah.
I think that was a recreation. That was acting. I just needed like one more footage of one more piece of audio of people questioning. Wait a second.
Which made people think, was Flux behind the murders of the Island 2 leaders after all?
This was a lot of people's favorite scene. The vindication of Saps and the preparation and going to war.
Saps, how do you feel?
This right here was acting with me and Saps post-event. And I basically just told Saps, take your way back. You were being framed by the entire world. Everyone was yelling at you. Everyone hated you. But then suddenly, imagine yourself in the moment where everyone finally found out the truth. And Saps gave a stellar performance there for the sake of the video.
And now, instead of hunting for Saps, all of Island 2 was determined to find Flux.
Song name, this is called Orange Warnings.
We should have just started killing him. I don't know why anyone stopped in the first place.
I would have been the bad guy if I killed him right then and there with everyone yelling, trial, trial.
But the search for Flux...
Cass was not happy. And I just happened to... I happened to just run into Cass during that moment when she was talking with another friend of mine, Fireball X3. So, yeah, Cass was not happy following that.
Seneca had offered Flux refuge at Infernus under the condition that he and his crew build deadly traps all around the volcano perimeter. So that
yeah, good timing. Exactly, Rose.
But the rest of the world was unfazed.
Yeah, they're gonna pay for what they did.
Yep. On day 10, all of Island 2 joined the Tricolor West Helm Alliance and declared war against Infernus.
Legacy. So I completely forgot that the rest of Luminara wasn't having the same experience as me and didn't know that Flux was full. Yep, it happens.
If I die today, I love you all. Glory to West Helm.
Luguius, he was my brother. He was everyone's brother. And They took him from us. They took him.
This is one of those.
Flux got away with murdering so many of our people and our leaders. Today, we get justice for our entire island.
The magic shot. I called this shot right here the magic shot. The combination of the lyrics, the song, Saps standing in the sunlight, finally vindicated, preparing to go to war with the whole world on his side. Finally. What a climax. I personally have never teared up during any of my videos or any movies actually, because I'm not that kind of guy. But making this scene was about the closest I've ever gotten. It was so good how the way it turned out.
Forced to go through a rigged trial.
Guilty on all counts. Yes.
A few days ago,
This was all
every single
speech,
person in the world
acted
wanted me
speech
dead.
afterward. Saps' actual speech that he gave in the Coliseum was so bad. We had to completely redo it.
You all know the truth about who really killed our leaders and our friends. Today, we walk ahead. We storm the volcano, and we get justice.
Show the speech. Can we see it? It's not good. Hold on. I can't just search Saps. Hold on. Where would that be? Saps speaks. Okay, here we go. Saps is gonna kill me. But that's alright. Saps wasn't expecting that he would be speaking, and then they just brought him up.
Oh, shoot. Alright.
That's how it began. I'll play it real quick. This was Saps' actual speech.
Right, that's all I'm gonna say, and up to Saps now.
Up to me? Oh, shoot. Alright. Hello, everybody. This group that we've gathered here today is... We have one common goal, is to rid the corruption out of the world. What we need to do today is invade the volcano, take the castle at Infernus, and kill all corrupted people. You put me on the spot here, man. I didn't have anything.
I know. I forgot to write anything.
Yippee for the world, yippee!
Yeah.
When you're speaking, and then it'll be in post.
Oh, that was Saps' speech. You know, it's a. We had to redo that.
Thank you, Saps. All right, everyone, listen up. There's a lot of things to watch out for. There's gonna be lava, boiling water, dripstone traps.
We also
their
reshot
entire
Spood's speech
army.
here.
They
Spood did a
have the
pretty good
height
job on his own, but
advantage and netherite armor,
I just wanted
but we
a
have
condensed
numbers.
version.
So let's stick together and let's win
Yeah.
this thing. Come on.
Most people in the crowd couldn't even hear what the people in the middle were saying because of voice chat proximity.
Here we go.
Myriad, thank you. It's a lot of work we have here as a French people. That's his question. How did Remy the Rat choose the name of his restaurant? Remy, are you still here? How did you choose the name French Kiss? I think he just wanted a French restaurant. Yeah, Remy says yup.
I think there might be a problem. It's good.
Hey, actually, speaking of Remy, Remy's the one death that I changed that wasn't actually what happened in the video. Remy died the day before. He was killed by an associate of Dinosurf who wanted to get revenge because Remy had killed Dinosurf. But the reason I moved his death to the final battle is both to show more of an impact of the war, because there weren't too many prominent people who died on the attacker side, and also because I just couldn't find a place to put Remy's death before the final battle, so I wanted to at least show somewhere that Remy died, so this is what I did, essentially.
pouring water on the lava, but the
Yep.
water still burns.
But the water still burns. The water did help eliminate the lava, though.
Okay, send out the covenant now.
Walk ahead, yeah, exactly. You probably noticed throughout the video, a lot of people are saying walk ahead.
Oh,
Foreshadowing this song.
right now. Covenant is attacking from
The Covenant backstab, or whatever you want to call it, the flank by the Covenant, wasn't necessarily as organized as this. They all kind of like started in different places. For the video, I showed them all starting in the same place, though, just so it was more clear. The Covenant's hit squad, just that little group, probably killed at least 150 attackers, 200, maybe even 250. It was insane.
It's just chaos on the ground as well. It's the Covenant.
This was the most deadly war in any of my videos, maybe by far. Definitely more deadly than the Battle of Akulon in the previous video. Just because so many people on both sides died. This was Remy's fabricated death right here. And oh yeah, another reason why I did the fabrication is because this trap actually didn't work during the final battle. So I wanted to show more traps during the final battle as well. So it was just a whole bunch of factors that made me decide that narratively it's a good idea to retcon Remy's death. Save the dog. Billy, the wolf, I think was actually on the defender side. But they left Billy behind when they broke the path. There's the TNT trap, which did kill 4 people, yeah. I think 5 people, actually. Someone died a little bit later. Killed 4 Infernus members, by the way? Really? Well, that trap backfired a little bit then. Vietnam going ham. Seneca and Sitzkrieg in the same little tower there. This is all authentic. This is all real footage. Sitzkrieg and Seneca both decided to kind of settle in the same like little tower area. At one point, I think the Canadian cartel snuck their way in. They were right next to Seneca, and they had no idea because they didn't know who Seneca was. So yeah, Sitzkrieg gets taken out, Seneca gets thrown off, dies of fall damage. Flux, meanwhile, this is all, again, authentic video right here. This is exactly what happened. Flux gets on a boat. And then it gets in another boat. Actually, okay, this part was a little scuffed. Let me show you guys exactly what happened. Here we go. Flux, let's see. Okay, Flux gets in a, here it is. I'll show you guys what actually happened with Flux's escape. So all the footage you saw was completely real, authentic.
Oh, he's getting in a boat.
He flows down, and then he like disappears. He like somehow glitched through the ground into like a 1x1 lava hole. And then eventually he makes his way out.
He just got out.
And then of course we'll watch this part. I had no idea what he was doing or what he was gonna do. And no one followed him for some reason.
Again. No, of course he has a tunnel. Of course. Oh my gosh.
And he gets away. So yeah. That's what happened. And that was my genuine, authentic reaction. It's like, of course. That part was not scripted, and neither is the frickin' duel. in the video, yeah, I show him exiting a more cohesive lava part. It would have been weird to show like the glitchy thing that actually happened, but it was essentially the same thing. Surely not. No, of course he has a tunnel. Of course.
Where was he? I saw him! I saw him! You're gonna kill him! Run away!
He's missing? Hold on.
I think this footage right here was a recreation, but this legitimately, no one's gonna believe me. No one is actually gonna believe me, but you have no reason to doubt this because I'm completely 100% honest about what is real and what is fake in my videos. This footage right here, this video itself was a recreation, but Saps, during the war, when he found out that Flux had escaped, legitimately messaged Flux. I think the actual message he sent was like, meet at Kahlo, at Colosseum, or whatever. I think it was just like, meet at Kahlo. And Flux got the message and responded with a, okay. So, absolutely insane ending. It was not scripted. It was not scripted. This part really happened. Flux escaped. Saps messaged him. Let's duke it out in the Colosseum. Flux agreed. And this is what happened.
Come on. Alright guys, let's go, let's go.
Saps going to war. To meet his biggest rival. And end it once and for all.
What?
This right here is how I found out that this was going to happen. Flux was already at the Colosseum waiting. You can actually see in chat, Flux tells me, he messages me, I'm at the Colosseum right now, Saps is coming. That's when I found out that this was going to happen. And then literally like a second after Flux DMs me, he spams me because he wants me to make sure that I see this. And then No Mercy, one of our admins, our event staff lead, goes into admin chat and goes, Saps beat Flux at Colosseum! So, yeah, our entire staff team was freaking out. I was freaking out. What an insane narrative. What an insane thing to have happen. No way. Again, you can see, as I mentioned previously in the video, you can tell whenever it's real footage from the actual events when you see chat at the bottom left. When you see chat messages in the bottom left, that's how you know that it's legitimate footage from the actual event itself. This conversation that happens between the two, this was recorded in post.
You
this is the
actually
one
showed
thing.
up.
And maybe I'll get to that later, but their actual conversation was more like logistics oriented, like, okay, how many gaps you got, you know, stuff like that. So, but
Look at all these people.
But these two were just
dying right now because of you.
really trying their best
You
to
know,
create
Saps,
a truly epic ending to this
none of this would have
event.
happened if you had died.
Oh
You were
yeah,
supposed
and then
to.
we had people spectating the battle, the duel,
I'm sorry for everything you've had to go through.
and they didn't interfere. They wanted Flux and Saps to have their epic battle. And part of this duel, part of the video of this duel, I think this beginning part was recreated because basically when they first fought each other, they just went ham right away. Whereas for the purpose of the video, I decided to have them kind of, you know, dance around each other a little bit before then just going full at each other. Also, notice, this is the same song used during the Remy versus whoever he duels, the guy he duels in the Colosseum. Same song, a little motif there. And then finally, this moment. Flux gets launched like 3 blocks into the air. Saps lavas him. Flux lavas himself. Probably trying to get to the water bucket. And then in the actual duel, I think Flux died running away from Saps instead of charging at each other. So that's something else that we like recreated for dramatic effect. And then everyone celebrates. And then I think right after this, Saps puts on Flux's armor.
And with that,
Sort of
Flux's
rage baiting him, I
reign of
suppose,
terror
from the dead.
was over.
Show the original duel. It's really unexciting, but and I think they were like talking to each other during it. Yeah, close that. Let's see. Yeah, this was much less exciting than how it was portrayed, but Turkey. Yeah, Saps was here. Saps was kind of tough. Yeah. Oh yeah, I kept crashing during this duel because I was just having troubles. Oh,
here we go.
This is the actual duel.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah,
There's no
that's okay.
way this is happening. Oh.
Lag's still pretty bad.
Flux going like still pretty bad.
In the center.
Saps goes fight in the center. He's such a cloud goblin. And then there's the lava. So it happened very quickly. Flux lavas himself.
Wow, the lag's bad, man.
Saps goes the lag's bad, man.
How are you?
Relatively.
Oh. This is how it's supposed to end, Speed Demon. What's on?
This is how it's supposed to end. And I was freaking out. Because here's the thing. Legitimately, any one of those two could have won. Flux could have won the duel, and the whole video turns out so much differently. This was a legitimate duel. Imagine if Flux won this. Thank God Saps won this duel. That would have been such an... It would have been a very interesting ending to try and fit narratively, but holy...
You're gonna get low, tell me, and then tell me we kill you in the middle.
Saps goes, if you're gonna get low, tell me and we'll kill you in the middle. Again, these two are just trying to create an epic scene.
I'll say you.
And then that's how he dies.
Oh my god.
That's fucking right, baby.
Okay, sorry, language warning there.
Whoa. They're cheering.
Let's go congratulate. Come down to congratulate.
Oh,
congratulations.
My gosh.
Good job, Saps.
Good job.
Thank
you, guys.
You avenged the world. You did it.
Oh.
You saved it.
I have his shoes.
Give me his head.
You did it for them. Yeah, give him his head. Give him his head.
Give me his head.
Oh my gosh.
Toss it down.
Over here.
Yeah.
This doesn't look really cool though.
That does look awesome.
Really damn
Boy,
cool.
you deserve it.
You want armor?
Saps, I want you to have something.
Oh yeah, give me the armor, please. Yeah. Guys,
And then he puts on Flux's armor.
I'll do one at a time.
And then I let chat know Saps killed Flux. Because I think a lot of people, like, the war was still going on in the background, so some people, a lot of people, I think, missed the death message.
It's fine. We did it. Though at this point, we want.
So, that's it. Alright, let's finish up this video. I love how Date Then ends, by the way. So good. Self-glazing going on here, but I'm okay with a little bit.
Today, we gather to honor the lives lost in the Battle of Infernus.
Since then, I think we haven't felt the same. I know
Good question from Peter Adams. Are the death numbers accurate? The death numbers were a little strange because in the video I title it and I market it as 1,000 people. Simulate Civilization. In reality, we had actually accepted 1,300 people to play in the event. 300 more than 1,000. So we kind of had to like mess around with the death numbers a little bit. Although by the end, after the war, only like 300 people, 200, 300 people total joined the server. So that's how I just proportionally created those death numbers.
Were off the map. There were talks of creating a new world government. But ultimately, it never really materialized, and all the remaining nations just agreed to do their own thing and have peace.
It was all true, man.
In the corner of the crowded
Island 1 had taken the brunt of the war. Crops trampled, the big tree scorched, the volcano ravaged. As a result, people across Island 1
Manhattan Man on day 11 put Thomas dedicated to the tower and still
while others moved to Island 2 in search of a better
Thomas was a Flux V2,
huh? Elysium was fine though. Instead of going to war on
Thanks for the donation,
the
by the
Nation
way.
of Peace had decided to hold a peace festival.
Yeah. Elysium, they didn't go to war. They just held a little festival at their place. Again, common misconception that I force people to go to Final Battle. Not true. Not true at all.
And so everybody lived on in peace, including Saps, who at long last had returned to Island 2.
Am I strong enough?
Those brings back memories. Still, the world wasn't totally conflict-free. The Cask Coalition Bakery was yet to be exposed for causing the death of Wood Daddy. And Knight Arcturus was still in hiding, yet to be
There's such a funny few scenes regarding the Bun Bun Bakery. I think I want to make it into a bonus content video on second channel. Subscribe, guys. There are such funny moments regarding Wood Daddy and Bun Bun Bakery that I'd even put in the video.
I think there's some beauty in that.
Do we all so slowly lose control as emotions overflow?
Yeah, we still have some work to do.
2E2G on his grave, it says, "My name makes no sense." I did that, I'll be honest.
You can rest. You've made your emperor very proud.
Look at the premiere chat, by the way. When this video premiered, everybody was spamming the 07s or the...
Thomas 5200
Poor Thomas.
of aiding Fluxion with his reign of terror. Jump now.
By the way, what an epic reversal here. Here, at the trial in the Conquistadors, in the original trial, it was Thomas who was the prosecution of Saps' trial. In this one, it was Saps who was the prosecution in Thomas's trial.
Jump now. Thomas, may you find mercy in the end, senor.
When we first met, I ran away screaming from you because I thought you were gonna blow up my nation and kill all my citizens.
It's all real audio, all real footage. They actually had this wedding.
I realized you could blow up my nation and kill all my citizens, but that doesn't mean you will.
Barbie, do you take Oppenheimer to be your one and only Ken?
I do.
Oppenheimer, same thing.
I do.
Now, at this time, Barbie and Oppenheimer have requested that instead of rings, they will both exchange something slightly
Song
different.
name is Small Fragile Hearts.
The nuclear bomb that's behind us. 3, 2,
So Staff set up this rocket. using command blocks. We wanted to help out a little bit. I think this whole part was acted, but we had to. It made for such a good ending. The rocket in the air.
As we're softly breaking apart, afraid to give in to the storm and open up our
I've been working on this video for the last year and a half. The events took place in December of 2023. There were some scenes in this video that I've been sitting on for so many months. It was a very difficult task to repress the excitedness of showing the world a few particular scenes, and I guess this whole video in general. Delayed gratification to the max. This is a big exercise in that. But finally it's out, and it's crazy that it is. Future videos are not gonna be this long, because then I'll just be uploading once every friggin' 2 years. So, future videos, I plan to strictly limit myself to be less than half this length, ideally in like an hour or less. Sure, maybe the video won't be as like cinematic narratively, or it won't be as in-depth of stories, but for the sake of my upload schedule, please forgive me. I gotta make these shorter, and I gotta host more events more frequently. There is some turkey. I wasn't paying attention. Can we start from the beginning? Sure, of course. I would consider making like 2 to 3 hour long videos, but in different genres, like first person POV type videos, because those take significantly less amounts of time to make. But you know, that's that. So our next event has actually been in the works for like over a year. Probably the most setup that we've ever had to do for any event. That doesn't mean that it's automatically going to be the best event. It's a little different from a Civilization event, but it also has some very key Civilization aspects. I don't want to reveal too much yet, but I think it's gonna be a pretty good one. Don't ask when apps are out, because at this point I don't even know myself. But we are getting quite close. So anyway. That's the video. That is how I made 1,000 players simulate Civilization, rich and poor. Thank you everyone for watching. Any final questions? Who burned the tree? I actually don't know. Discord link. Yeah, one of our mods, feel free to put a Discord link in the live chat to join our Discord server. Yeah, in order to join our events, you guys have to be in the Discord server for sure. Keep the videos long, we don't mind the wait. Yeah, but I need, you know, revenue to sustain this as my career. You feel me? I gotta upload more often. Thank you, Boy Jedi. Yep. If you guys want to join the Discord server, that's where all the action is. How many mods moderate the players? Our event staff, we have about 10 to 15 like active event staff members. At least we did in the last event. I don't think I can read all these questions. The chat is going too fast. I don't think I can like read one. That's the issue. Because every time I start to read something, it just gets eaten by another one, and then Oh, where can I listen to the Island One band songs? Yes, I mentioned it earlier in the stream, but the Island One band guys are allowing me to post the 2 songs that I used from their album. They're allowing me to post them on this channel, so be sure to subscribe to Ish2. Boy Jedi has made sort of a music video for Down in the Mines, and then we got another lyric video coming out for the song called Island One. So, anyway, that'll wrap things up. If you guys have any more questions you want answered, join our Discord server. I'm sure some of our community members would be more than happy to answer our questions, or our mods. Ask in the chats. We got a very friendly staff team and a very friendly community. Pixels, Kieran Pixels. If next season of Fern, I'm thinking of doing a homeowners association. Is that idea name? I don't know what the rule is going to be, Kieran, but we got to come up with some laws, you feel me? But that is a very interesting idea for sure. Hold on to that one. Alright. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go have some food. How long have we been live? I actually don't know. I'll check that after the stream. Awesome. I have nothing else to say. If you missed part of the stream, I imagine not many people who are watching now watched the entire stream, but for those of you who did, thank you very much. This will be public afterwards, so yeah. And by the way, those of you watching right now, I revealed some very cool information, I think, at the first 30 minutes of the stream were probably the most interesting. Just showing our process for making events, iterations of thumbnails, iterations of the intro. So, about 3 hours, 40 minutes, awesome. Cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.